there a dog? Is he alone? Is he at the airport? Is he on a fucking bus? Is he on the plane? Is there a clicking noise? There's probably a clicking noise. Is this a clip show? I don't know if it's a clip show. It's a fucking show. Just listen, goddammit!
Out of it. So if you listen, you really listen closely.
Why would I do that? I'm the fucking talent. I talk, I don't listen.
Well, maybe you should listen.
Well, nobody's listening to this fucking thing anyway, so I mean, seriously. why should I jump in?
Hello?
Why should I be the one?
All right, we're going to take attendance today.
Everybody, yeah, raise a hand.
If you're here, say here or present.
Point at me when we're going to do this. Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-year-old boy podcast. We're coming to America. We came down here to record, and I can't stop. We're just doing like dueling diamonds.
Dueling diamonds.
But the problem is I'm bad at it. I only know like 3 songs, but you just did some like Spanish Castle Magic bullshit that I've never heard.
You never heard Longfellow's? Longfellow Serenade.
I don't want to see your Longfellow. I'm not.
Such were the plans I made.
See, I don't have any idea.
For she was a lady and I was a dreamer.
Oh. There you go. That's my That's my dueling diamond contribution.
That's magic.
Good times never seem so good.
Sweet Caroline. Where it began.
Been inclined.
I can't begin to knowing.
Oh.
But then I know it's growing strong.
To believe they never would. Oh, no. I don't know.
We're coming to America.
You are the sun, I am the moon, play me.
Awful.
This is stupid. You know why? This is what podcasting was invented for.
Dueling
2
diamonds?
idiots in a basement doing dueling diamonds. God damn it. Which is also my favorite slot machine when I go to Las Vegas.
Whoa, I love my rosy child. You got the way to make
me happy. I was in that one. I had it. I was in the pocket.
Oh, all right.
How do you bail on me, dude?
Shiloh and I was
Nope.
young. You don't know Shiloh?
No idea. That's like old Shep and all that other bullshit. No one likes that. Anything with a sh in it, I am out. No song. I can't like a song with a sh.
You don't like Neil Diamond songs with
I don't like anybody's songs with sh. I don't like Shiloh. I don't like Shep.
No. What about My Sharona?
Ooh, yeah, you know what? I'm on board with Sharona.
Neil Diamond's My Sharona?
Shiloh and Shep are out. Sharona's in.
Right.
Sharona's a real chick.
All right.
You know that, right? You never saw that story?
About the knack?
Sharona's like she was a real chick at the time. And then
Then she changed?
Well, she's still a real chick, but she's not a rock chick. Now she's like a real estate developer or some bullshit. And I don't know if Doug Feiger was like, because they used to ask him about her, who's Sharona? And then he finally said who Sharona was. But that's like Michelle in My Michelle. Hey, there's a sh too. I like that one too.
Michelle?
And by Guns N' Roses, My Michelle. That's a real person, Michelle, in that song. Her daddy works in porno now that mommy's not around. She used to do her heroin, but now she's underground. Dude, that fucking couplet is the greatest.
Oh.
Your daddy works in porno now that mommy's not around. She used to love her heroin, but now she's underground. Like, wow. You just literally, you don't need to know anything else more about Michelle other than that.
Yeah, that's not Neil Diamond.
Those two said, no, it is not.
You just bum me right out.
Although I will tell you this, in a strange twist,
Yeah.
you know who Michelle's mom's heroin dealer was? Shiloh.
Shiloh?
Yeah.
The imaginary friend that Neil Diamond had when he was young?
Oh my God, is that what that song's about?
Oh, yeah. Young boy with dreams. Dream every dream on your own.
Well, it doesn't sound like he was on his own. It sounds like he's dreaming with Shiloh.
He goes, when children play, seems that you're always alone. So he invented this made-up friend named Shiloh. Shiloh when I was young. Yeah.
Let me ask you this, in all seriousness, do you think that Neil Diamond still talks to Shiloh?
Yes.
You really do?
I think he named his penis Shiloh.
Oh, no. That's not imaginary at all.
Shiloh.
Wait, you're like hanging out with a guy named Shiloh, a fake guy named Shiloh, and then you name your cock Shiloh? That's gruesome.
In the song, he still has kind of Shiloh because the girl he fell in love with left him. So he resorts back to his friend Shiloh.
Sounds like his Shiloh's a little shy, quite frankly. His Shiloh's not doing the job.
It's deep. It's one of those meaning songs.
Fuck all that. Not interested. Could not be less interested. I don't know if I told you I like My Michelle. That's my deep meaning song. Hi, we're in a basement, and we're doing a podcast, and the heater's on. So what? You were telling me before we started recording that there's some noise bullshit.
I have a noise suppressor on these mics.
Yes.
And it's on pretty harsh because I wanted to avoid all the hissing of the furnace and the sump pump. The problem is while we're talking, you can hear it in the background, but as soon as we stop, silence.
So it's like a voice ghost? So when we're talking, it lets us do our thing, but then we close it up.
It's like the microphone has a little door. It's opening while we're talking, and as soon as we talk, it closes to get rid of all the ambient sound.
Please make that real. Dude, I want my microphone to have a little door. And he opens up like when I talk. Yeah, and I got to talk into the little door.
Hello.
And there's like a little cuckoo bird that comes out or something like that. That'd be totally sweet. What if you said all your words into the microphone and they stayed in the microphone, and then you just shake it up and spray it out like whipped cream? Oh my God, that'd be perfect.
It all fell out in your lap.
Yeah, dude, I got a lap full of words. Dude, I can't like that. Dude, everything I just said just fell out of my cock. That hurt.
Shallow.
So we got to cut the show short this week. I don't want to bash my cock with fucking random letters and words. Now the heater just went off, or did the little door close on my microphone?
No. Now there's no furnace on, so it won't be as noticeable. But it is kind of noticeable.
I'm going to be honest with you. This is, ostensibly a comedy podcast and some sort of entertaining.
You would think. Start that.
Eventually.
All right.
But that's what I'm saying is that when we get into the talking about the heater and the microphone and all that stuff,
You asked it me.
I understand that, but it's my fault. But I all of a sudden we're Bob and Doug McKenzie at that point. You realize that, don't you? Oh hey, how's that spray cheese work? You know what I mean?
The furnace came on right then and there, and I couldn't shut it off because it's set to go off on a timer.
Hey, are there doors in my microphone? So God, that's fucking dumb. So hey, we're in January. It's 2016. Which is big because now when I type the show name, I can put copyright 2016 Throw Punch Media as opposed to 2015 because now we've moved into a new year and a new era and things are changing, folks.
They are.
Absolutely. We're going forward. We're moving forward and changing everything in all good ways.
I hope.
I think, from what I heard.
We should actually do that.
Nah. No, I mean, we should. Yes, of course we should.
Because I like talking about it, but I actually like doing it as well.
Well, you will do it. See, I will say that I'm going to do it, and then I wind up Ubering and lifting for 80 hours a week, and then I don't do anything. I just sit still. I stay stagnant, and I do those things. Dude, I just joined an Uber group on Facebook, and that's a lot of Uber drivers complaining. And you think this show with me complaining about my Uber experiences is bad? Go join an Uber group on fucking Facebook.
Why would you willingly be with other Ubers?
Well, you can. Well, I'm not. I can go stealth style. It's not like I'm talking to them or anything, but I can read their stuff. I was referred to it, and then it was a secret group. Someone made me join it. They didn't make me. Well, they were
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Remain calm. All is well. And I have to tell you this though. This actually made me laugh on ESPN Radio today. They're doing reports on the games yesterday football. Hi, I talk for a living.
I thought you made a word up.
I don't. I might have.
Yester one?
They were doing.
Is that one day ago?
Yeah, it was.
Yester two is a couple days ago.
Indeed.
All right.
Sports Center. They were talking about the games yesterday, the football games. And I know, look, folks, if you're NFL fans, you might like part of the show because I'm about to get NFL heavy on you because we're recording on Black Monday, and all the coaches are getting fired. And
Racist.
No, it's a good thing, Black Monday. Well, I guess it's not really a good thing for some NFL coaches, but it's a good thing for NFL fans. Get to see everybody get whacked and you get this new, renewed sense of optimism with your team. See, dudes, if you're a football fan, you got a favorite team. Like I have the Chicago Bears as my favorite team. And even though they finished 6-10, even though they went 1-4 in their last 5 games, I have a sense of optimism, and I think things are going to go and do well.
I agree.
I'm excited about the way they look. They competed. They played tough. They didn't get steamrolled by a lot of teams this year, and a couple of games they lost on last-second field goals. And it was like, you're right in the neighborhood of being good again because they were a team that was fucking terrible, man. They had a bunch of slobs. I mean, it was funny. I was telling Jill yesterday. I'm watching the game, and they get a sack from some dude, and like 3 days ago he was home. Like they signed him.
Yeah.
They signed him on Wednesday. He's like, I picture him just like at a Foot Locker in a referee outfit, and then the Bears call up, and he's sacking fucking Matt Stafford on Sunday. Dude, that's fucking genius.
That's the worst story you could ever hear, because all it does is give all these meatheads like false expectations that if they keep playing tag football,
no doubt
that they can actually be on the Bears. Somebody's going to call them.
You're absolutely right, but I think that's even better to me. That's even funnier because then you see these meatheads in the gym and they're just doing fucking pull-ups, and they're like, I can't wait till the Raiders call.
Dude, I'm way better than Chris Conte.
Well,
I could actually play better than Chris Conte.
You talking about you?
Yes.
Okay, yes. I was going to say, if that's a meathead saying that, I got to be on the side of the meathead.
I'm kind of a meathead for saying that, but I actually think I could have. Last year, I probably could have played safety for the Bears.
I don't know about speed wise, but I mean, I think your reads would be better than Chris Conte, certainly.
I'm way faster than Chris Conte.
Well, I would. You know what? I wouldn't doubt that because that motherfucker's had leg injuries for like the last 9 years. He's only been in the league for 3.
Nah, I'm wicked fast though.
He played for Tampa Bay this year, and this is the favorite thing.
He got hurt.
And this said everything I needed to see about Chris Conte. The Bears played in Tampa, and they said there was a picture on Twitter. They were like, Matt Forte greeting ex-teammate Chris Conte on the field. Conte's in a walking boot. I'm like, of course he is. No fucking kidding.
A halo on.
Yeah, just fuck that guy, man. I hated him. Hated him from the jump, and he ruined. Goddamn, he was the one who cost me. I was there live when I saw it.
Yeah.
And cost the Bears the fucking division title. Anyway, so. But you get that sense of optimism about your team. You're excited about the way your team is going. And I'm excited about the way the Bears are going. Okay? And if you're in the playoffs, you're excited for the playoffs and the way things look. But if you're a team that fucking just bottomed out and you're going to fire your coach, there's also a certain kind of excitement in that.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh man, a whole new regime is coming in and we sucked and now we're going to totally scrap it. I had this last year when the Bears fired fucking Coach Nerd and the other idiot.
Yeah.
And then they brought in John Fox, then who brought in Fangio and Gase, and Ryan Pace was the GM. And it was I like this team going forward. I'm excited. But if you're a Miami Dolphin fan, all right, and I know for a fact several Dolphin fans listen to this podcast. How do you feel about hearing Mike Shanahan is going in for his second interview today? How does that make you feel that fucking Coach Tan is going to come in and fail with your club on the beach? I mean, you are already a team that's kind of in disarray, and I don't get this. I mean, look, I went 4-9 in my fantasy team this year. I mean, I was not good. And I'm not claiming that I could run an NFL team, but when you see these billionaires who won't stop fucking interfering and they keep jumping in and going, hey, we're going to do this and we're going to do that, and they keep fucking up, don't they eventually go, hey, you know what? I'm going to get 4 dudes who know what they're doing, and then I'm going to sit back in my giant leather chair and fucking just be Dr. Evil and laugh my ass off as we crush everybody in the league. Don't you think? I mean, part of the team is part of the excitement of owning an NFL team. You know, you're in that billionaires club. You're one of 31 people / corporations that has something nobody else has. So why wouldn't you want it to be good? Why like this idiot who owns the Browns? Like, dude, if you're the Cleveland Browns, and my favorite thing is if you go out and you look at any of the Cleveland Browns losses, especially the loss to the Ravens. They lost on Monday Night Football to the Ravens, okay? The Ravens blocked a field goal and ran it back for a touchdown on the last play of the game, which was awesome. And it's terrible if you're a Browns fan, and I want the Browns to be good because, again, to me, the league is that much more interesting when teams like the Browns or the Raiders or these old school teams are good, you know, and not the Cowboys, fuck them. But I mean, you know, other teams, like when I was a kid, you know, the Steelers were good, the Vikings were good. Like, I love the fact that the Vikings are in the fucking Super Bowl or in the playoffs.
Because they came from our division. And,
exactly.
Yeah, you identified with them. You saw them twice a year.
Yeah, and they had that fucking, and their attitude was ridiculous, and they were punching you in the mouth, and they played in the cold. And I mean, I dug the Vikings, and that's why I dig them now. I'm glad that they're in the playoffs. I hope they do well.
I hope they kick the shit out of the Packers.
Dude, well, they did last night.
I know if they get by this first round, though, they'll play each other again.
Right. Well, no, they couldn't play each other until the NFC Championship game.
That's what I mean. They each have to win their first round game, and then don't they play?
No, if
they have to play the Panthers. And,
yes, yeah, those are the teams. You know, those two great teams.
Never mind.
They would have to beat those two teams on the road, but that's the thing is I like old school teams being good, but I also want new teams in the Super Bowl. Like, I don't want to see Seattle and fucking Denver or Seattle and New England again this year. I don't want to see, I want give me. And I'm calling it right now. Here's my Super Bowl prediction, Dave.
All right.
Here's who's going to the Super Bowl this year. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
The NFC champion Arizona Cardinals.
I can live with that.
Taking on the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, no.
How awesome is that Super Bowl?
It would be.
The Cardinals and the Chiefs, just some weird fucking game?
They both have the same color combinations. You need weird.
Oh, I do like weird. I agree with that.
Red and white and red and... Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, but in the AFC, there's nobody else. I mean, the Bengals would be the only other team. Arizona, Cincinnati, I could live with.
Yeah, that's weird.
You know, Cincinnati or Kansas City is fine, but I don't want Denver. I don't want New England. Nobody wants Houston. Nobody wants the Steelers.
When did this turn into a sports talk show?
Because you know what? Because that's what's on my brain right now. I was just listening to. Because I'll tell you this: they were playing because I have some Schadenfreude. Like, I love the fact that the Jets lost to Rex Ryan. I know Rex Ryan's a fucking buffoon. I know he is. I know he's just. I picture him in a toga with fucking parsley behind his ears, giving a thumbs down and letting people get killed. You know what I mean? He's just like a big Nero idiot. Like, he's just that fucking guy. But I love the fact that he went to Buffalo and he fucked them up too, but then he beat the Jets twice and kept them out of the playoffs. Like, there's something, because you know, that's all he cares about. He won that game and then he went home and he put his wife's feet in his mouth. And he's like, yeah, goddammit, I'm happy for the rest of the offseason because he fucking beat the Jets. That's all he wanted to fucking do. And they beat him yesterday. And then so I heard the play-by-play from the Bills guy. And this dude, again, you will appreciate this. Nobody else will, by the way. Hi, you guys still listening?
They're coming to America.
Oh, play me. All right. The Jets threw like 3 interceptions in the fourth quarter yesterday against Buffalo. And the first one, they played the Buffalo play-by-play guy, and he's like, Fitzpatrick, back to pass, looking. He's got Marshall on a post, throws it, picked off. My man, Leotis McKelvin, with the interception. And I was like, my man, Leotis is the greatest thing of all time.
Wait till Otis sees us.
It's so perfect. And then they come back to the guy in the Sports Center studio, on the overnight guy, and he goes, the Jets wanted to make the playoffs, but the Bills wound up dancing with their dates yesterday in Orchard Park. And like literally, I'm like, that's for me.
Somebody did that joke just for you.
Both of those, the guy, my man, Leotis McKelvin, and Dance with Their Dates. I'm like, I wanted to stop the car and just cheer, high five air. That's all I wanted to fucking do. Point at the fucking sky. I wanted to Tebow or something, man. It was fucking great. I love when shit like that happens. Yeah. And even more, I loved the game. Like I was watching the game when he threw 3 picks in the fourth quarter, and then when that one idiot, that dude dropped the touchdown pass basically on the sideline. Did you see it?
No.
You don't do anything. You got kids.
No, I once fantasy football was over, I just kind of tuned out and I had to go to Guitar Center, so I didn't get to see the second half.
I almost spit water all over your fucking microphone.
And then I would have to go back to Guitar Center.
Would you buy maracas?
No, I got this new pop screen on my.
The goofy thing that's in front of you?
Yeah.
That's weird. That looks like a spatula.
It's pretty cool looking.
Because I got an old school net in front of me, folks. So it's like let's paint a picture of the basement for you. We got a weird brass lamp that's shining on both of us, and then we got microphones.
Our light source. Yeah, you gotta have a light source.
Well, of course you do. And he's got a spatula in front of his microphone, and I got an old school like big ass windsock. I took a picture of myself behind this thing once and posted it.
It's a pop filter. It's not a windsock. I think is what goes over the microphone. The
right,
foamy thing.
That's what I use at my house.
Yeah, no, these are pop filters.
Okay,
so you don't pop your peas.
Pop filters. Pop filters, radio, video, boogie in a suitcase. Boogie in a suitcase. I never understood that line either.
I don't want that suitcase.
No, I don't. I'll tell you what, I will take that suitcase, but get all the boogie out of it. I do not.
Somebody's got to clean the boogie out.
Yeah, get that boogie out of the suitcase, and I'll take that suitcase. Absolutely.
So my old pop filter broke, so I gave you the good one, and then I went and bought a new metallic one with it.
How does a pop filter break?
Well,
you got a guy down here with vicious peas?
No, I think it's just been beat up so many years. I've had it forever. It's just the inner lining busted.
But how does it get beaten up? That's what I'm asking. It's just sitting here in front of the microphone.
Yeah, but every
like
time you do
it.
something, you move it. Well, I move it around when you're not here. I do all kinds of crazy shit down here.
Don't touch my pop filter when I'm not here.
I have to. I need that mic for other shit.
See, this is why I sound different on the show every single week. My pop filter's in a different place.
One time you have a windsock, then you got a pop filter. You just got to get some consistency. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the problem.
Filters. Is that what it is?
Yeah, there's no consistency in this show.
That's it? Well, there really isn't any. Let's be honest. There isn't any consistency. If you're going to boil it down to windsocks and pop filters, certainly there's no consistency there, but there's really no consistency because it's like 1 week I'm with you, 1 week I'm by myself, 1 week I'm with Lily.
Well, you should be more like Chuck Berry. At least bring your guitar with you. You know, bring something with you so you can always be you wherever you do your show. Chuck Berry would show up and not ever rehearse. He would just show up with his guitar. The band that backed him up had to provide him an amplifier. It was in his rider or whatever. Right. He'd come on stage, play, leave, get his money, and go. It was just him.
He's like Prince.
Well,
Prince just shows up and bails when he wants to.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got people. Prince doesn't have to plug his own guitar in. He got people to do that. Chuck Berry literally shows up, doesn't care if you know he's going to play Johnny B. Good. You better jump in on the right beat and play it in the right key. He just goes.
Yeah, he comes in, he plays his songs, he goes to the bathroom, he watches a woman take a shit, and he leaves.
Pay me my money in cash.
Set up the band, get an amp going, and put a camera in the woman's toilet. And I'll show up at your arena, and I'll play Johnny Be Good, and then I'll duck walk out and fucking stare at some girl's pile of shit and get in my car.
Wait a second, was he in trouble for that?
Dude, that's his deal. Are you kidding me? You don't know that about...
He didn't go to jail for that, did he?
He's not. He's kind of Danny Thomas-esque.
Danny Thomas.
Yeah, eggs Danny Thomas style.
Oh, that's weird. Okay.
So that's Chuck Berry's deal. Dude, there was a videotape of him that floated around forever.
Of him watching somebody go to the bathroom?
Oh, no. Oh, no, sir. Much worse. First of all, Chuck Berry had like a restaurant in Missoula, Montana. They were just like, and they were like, it was one of those places where they'd never let a black guy in unless he owned a restaurant. You know what I mean?
Wait till you get my recipe for Johnny cakes.
Yeah.
Johnny Be Good cakes. You want the Johnny Be... Don't order the Johnny Be Good cakes.
How much are they? Sweet little $16. It's the only dish on the menu. Johnny Be Good cakes for sweet little $16. All right. Just say, your waitress Maybelline will be with you in just a second. All right, so first of all, here's this deal. He owned literally Chuck Berry's barbecue pit and soup house or whatever the fuck. And then he's got, so in the joint, in the John, they find like cameras in the bathroom angled at in the women's bathroom in the tank, so you can see them pull their pants down and sit their bare ass down
in the tank,
I believe so, or positioned in the toilet somewhere. So you could see them go bare ass, and then you could just see he didn't care about their faces or whatever. He just wanted to see the shit come out. That was his whole deal. He is not. Yeah,
I'm sure there's a name for that, right?
Chuck Berry does not care about milk or lemonade. All he cares is where the fudge is made. That's all Chuck Berry cares about. So he had a fucking camera set up, and they found it, and I don't know if it was whatever he wanted to do, but he kept the video. So, but there's a video that floated around.
Videos.
Yeah, but he's in one, and it's this famous video of him, and he's in a bathtub or a hot tub with a girl, and it's a white girl, and you can see she's maybe not happy to be there. That would be my guess. So he pisses all over. Dude, first of all,
before was it R. Kelly?
Yeah, this is before this. Yeah, he was the R. Kelly. He was the R. Kelly precursor.
Turns out he invented rock and roll. He invented a lot of shit.
He did. He paved the way for R. Kelly to piss on a girl.
Guys.
And he just wails on this chick, and he makes her open his mouth, and he pisses in her mouth, and he pisses all over her face, and then he pulls her to the edge of the bathtub, and he goes, "Now give me my dinner," and she shits in his mouth. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, dude.
Try to listen to his music again.
Try to watch him share a mic with somebody.
Try to watch that movie where he fights with Keith Richards and go, "Fuck you, shit eater." How does Keith Richards, the whole time I'm watching it, Keith Richards is eyeballing him. And he wants to do that. He wants to go, "Fuck you, shit eater." See, that's why Chuck Berry duck walked, because he was shitting in his pants. He liked it. He liked the feel of it.
Shit eater.
Fuck you, shit eater.
Why can't I wish you could name the show that.
We should. Why not? Let's just call it that. Again, nobody's listening to this fucking thing anyway. Nobody cares. Who's going to be offended by that? Who's going to go, "Oh, man."
I actually am.
I go the other way. I think we double our audience if I name the show Fuck You, Shit Eater. Somebody's like, "Wait a second. How the fuck is a show called Fuck You, Shit Eater? I got to hear what that's about." You know what it's about? It's about every bad look that Keith Richards gives Chuck Berry in that movie, and he hates him and he wants to kill him because he won't rehearse, and he's yelling at Keith Richards and trying to tell him how to play fucking guitar.
Did you ever see that part where they actually Chuck Berry is an awful guitar player.
Oh, okay.
Later in life, he invented a style of guitar which is very cool, but a lot of people say all he did was mimic what his boy was doing on piano and created this double string sound that's the Chuck Berry sound. That's what that is.
Okay.
But later in life, it's like he wouldn't tune his guitar, and his amp settings were awful, and his guitar just sounds horrible. So in this movie, the whole point, Keith Richards was the musical director. It's called Hail, Hail, Rock and Roll.
Yes.
And he went and adjusted his amplifier, Chuck Berry's amplifier. Keith Richards did. And Chuck lost his mind. He says, "Don't touch my shit," and all that stuff, which rightfully so. You don't mess with another guy's amplifier. But I was so aggravated because I wanted to hear him play out of a tuned guitar on a nice amp setting instead of the crap he's usually turning out, which is awful.
Yeah.
And then having to watch Keith Richards literally take shit.
Literally.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, shut up, dude.
Yeah, and you just see his face, and Keith Richards is just like, dude, he wants to fucking murder him.
Bitches. Where the bitches at, man?
So he is furious. But yeah, so he should have just dropped the "fuck you, shit eater" on him. Take that, man. But yeah, so you didn't know that about Chuck Berry? You didn't know his deal?
No, I just knew he went to jail because he didn't want to talk about why he was in jail in the movie.
Okay.
They tried to bring the subject of, your time spent in prison. He said, "Nope, we're not talking about any of that." So I didn't know if it was.
Well, I don't know if it's for that.
Taxes or.
No, it could have been taxes.
Was it for the poo videos?
I don't think it was for that.
So he and Danny Thomas both like to be pooped on?
Yeah, that was Danny Thomas's deal too. He'd wrap his face in saran wrap, and he'd have a girl fucking drop a steamer on his face.
I don't understand.
I don't either. I tried, because I told you that's the thing.
I tried to understand.
Well, I did, because it's funny. I'll talk to stuff about Jill about nonsense, and she's just like, I don't know where you saw that or why you even want to talk about it. I'm like, well, I don't want to talk about it. It just it just came up. It's just a thing. She's like, how do you know about this stuff?
This comes up.
Yeah, and I go, well, I have the internet, honey.
Yeah, but you were doing this before we had the internet.
Well, that's how I saw the Chuck Berry thing before the internet.
Yeah, so I'm saying you always know something weird about somebody, and I'm like, How the hell do you know that? What? Somebody's got a big dick. You know about it.
So he's got a big crank.
How do you know this?
Because I read all about Liam Neeson. I know about it.
And again, before the
internet showed up.
you also knew who was gay.
Yeah,
That
maybe.
guy's gay. Like, really?
Yeah, I know James Wood has a giant hog. James Woods has a giant hog.
I don't know that.
He does. Well, I'm telling you.
How do you know that?
Because I know it for sure. I know Willem Dafoe is frightening. That on the set,
Bony guys are just weird.
on the set of Last Temptation of Christ, people would actually come walking up to try to get a look at it. That's the thing.
Why, he had it out?
Well, he had to. He's Jesus.
Jesus didn't have his thing out.
Bullshit. Jesus freeballed everything.
I mean, he didn't have underpants, but he had that little rappy thing.
Jesus. That's more the white man's myth. That's the white Jesus. You're thinking of the white Jesus. I'm talking.
Well,
Middle
Willem
Eastern
Dafoe
Jesus.
is the white Jesus.
I don't know. He's a method guy, so he brought some of the black Jesus to it.
Oh.
He said, "Fuck
Huge
that."
crank.
Yeah, he brought Middle East Jesus to it.
You trying to tell me Jesus Christ has a small wiener?
You trying to say that Jesus Christ is a sundial?
You trying to tell me Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
You trying to say that Jesus Christ could snake out a drain with that thing? No, but Willem Dafoe certainly could. So it's funny. This is a little known fact. In the scene where Willem Dafoe dies in Platoon and he hits his knees and he puts his hands out in the air like that, that's actually how big his cock is. Somebody just yelled it to him from the helicopter and he puts his hands apart like that wide.
I thought you said he was stuck in a rice paddy and he couldn't get out like it was a tripod.
Maybe. It was like it got caught in punji sticks.
Y'all know about death?
Like 8VC grabbed it and pulled it into a tunnel. They were just fucking pulling him down, man.
I hear about it, potheads.
Well, Willem Dafoe actually tried to, this is a true story also, while they were filming Platoon, he tried to get an Asian hooker, and she said, no, too beaucoup. Too beaucoup. No, white Jesus, too beaucoup. And she walked away. And then somebody came up on a motorcycle and stole his camera, did a karate move.
You're mixing your Vietnam movies.
I could be.
Yeah.
I might be. But I'll mix them even further. When Willem Dafoe got done with that Asian hooker, finally, her pussy looked like Hamburger Hill. All right, so there you go. I'll just do all those Vietnamese movies. Why not? Well, they're not Vietnamese movies. They're Vietnam War movies, I guess you could say. But yeah, like, dude, fucking all that stuff. I don't know. I have the internet. I just know about it.
You were the internet before they had the internet.
And you know what? The internet was the death of me because I used to be the guy first on the scene with all the news. I did.
We'd be sitting around going, is that guy gay? I don't know. Call Schmitty.
He knows. You know I know. Hey, did Jane Kennedy ever do a fisting video? Yes, she did.
That's right. You did tell me that.
You're goddamn right I did. Oh, shit, Leon. Oh, shit, Leon. Oh, shit, Leon. She was getting fisted by Leon Isaac Kennedy. Straight out of Penitentiary.
Leon Isaac. Oh, I remember.
Don't you remember him?
Yes, I do.
From Penitentiary, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but she was
from the fisting movie. That's where I know him from.
He was a better actor in the fisting movie. And he got a better response. He got a standing ovation from his wife, Jane Kennedy.
He had a Jane Kennedy puppet.
Yeah. He just fucking blasted it up there.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's what happens in real life.
But how do you know about that? We were both from the same town. we knew the same people.
I don't know. You went out the wrong nights.
I guess, man. I never knew about that.
No, I do. My favorite is that you said I always knew who was gay. I mean, you don't really know. You just know what you've heard, that sort of thing. So, I've never seen Defoe's crank. I just know I've heard the stories. I've heard all the stories in the wind.
I heard some
about
things.
Defoe's crank. Oh my God, people can't stop talking about it. How the fuck did we spin into that?
I don't know. You were originally talking about being on your Uber Facebook page.
Well, because you were talking about Chuck Berry going to jail, and
somehow I got showing up
theft.
in about the show and about the different microphones, and I was saying how you need to have your own microphone. You travel with it. You show up just like Chuck Berry. You show up and you do your show that way. There's consistency.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I have. I actually brought my microphone on this trip. It's still sitting in my suitcase. I was going to do the show from Wisconsin today, and then I was just like, I'll drive down and see Dave because that's what I'd rather do. That's more fun than because there's no
sitting in a.
Well, because Jill's working, so I mean,
so
it's
you'd be like by yourself in the house again.
You know what I mean, and then just kind of talking, and
you can't do dueling diamonds by yourself.
No, well, you can, but it's a poor imitation.
They're coming to America.
So I only know like 5 songs.
By Neil Diamond?
Yeah.
I know his hits. Because my mom had their album.
You know his hits? You just knew some fucking...
That's a hit.
Shiloh's a hit?
Shiloh's an early hit. Just like You'll Be a Woman, Girl, You'll Be a Woman
That
Soon.
definitely, I knew that.
Cherry Cherry.
I know that.
Solitary Man.
I know that. I
You
know
don't
these.
know Brooklyn Roads?
Who did? No, I don't. Who did Solitary Man besides him? Was there somebody else who did a fucking who banged it out?
Chris Isaac
Really?
recently. Not recently, with like in the past 20 years.
Yeah, for you, that's recently.
That is recently.
Sadly,
He's one of my
yes.
newer artists I'm into.
Chris Isaac?
I like Chris Isaac. I wouldn't say love, I like.
I like him as a person.
I think he's really funny. He's
Yeah.
entertaining. I gravitate towards that range of vocal. I like
Okay.
the way he sings.
I see.
The yodeling thing, maybe not so much, but
No.
yeah. I actually got, this is kind of funny. To this day, my wife and I he had a show for a while, right?
Chris
Remember,
Isaac.
The Chris Isaac show was on
Yes.
Showtime. And his band was actually in the show, and his drummer's name is Kenny something or the other.
Aronoff.
No, it's not Aronoff.
Okay.
Kenny Aronoff's a famous session drummer. No,
Yes.
This guy's name is Kenny something. He was in the Chris Isaac show as the drummer, because he's Chris Isaac's real drummer.
All right.
But back in like 1990, it had to be right around the time when Wicked Game came out. Chris Isaac was doing a CD signing at Tower Records downtown. And I went down to see him because I was working downtown at the time. And the line wasn't really that long. I don't think anybody really knew who he was. But he was signing CDs. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I go, I have the CD. I brought it with me. I get up to sign it, and
I like that you're tap dancing around this like you did not go because you have a huge
No,
crush on
I
Chris
didn't.
Isaac.
Honestly, it was one of those. I liked him a lot. I didn't know he was going to be there. When I found out he was there, I actually had the CD with me.
Look, I was there shopping for cool music, and I just happened to walk in.
I was
and
in the punk aisle.
I had my Chris Isaac CD in my pocket because I didn't want to leave it in the car because I knew some dick would steal
Yeah,
it. I had
so,
bought it
yeah.
for somebody else in my family. And I walk in and I see Chris Isaac sitting there at the table. And I mean, yeah, I just happen to have my Chris Isaac CD.
Did this fall out of my bag?
And an erection. So I go up to the table.
Oh, don't speak of it. Yeah, that reminds me.
Uh-oh, hold on. This will be good.
This was one of the coolest things I ever saw. I was in line, obviously, to get my CD signed, and one of Chris Isaac's people had brought friends of his or hers, whatever, to kind of like, they were all walking around with their lanyards thinking they were important.
Of course they were.
And there was a really attractive girl, and she offered to massage Chris Isaac's shoulders because he'd been there signing autographs. It was a corny ass move.
So she was a
on her
girl
part.
in line.
No, she was part of
One of the friends.
One of the
Ah,
friends of
okay.
the staff. So she had privilege. She was back there with him, and she tried to be. This is like a role reversal thing. Usually, it's dudes trying to do stupid shit like this for girls.
Yes.
But this woman was like, she just kind of casually said, "Hey, let me just rub your back out. You got to be." And she goes, "You're real tense up here." And he's Chris Isaac. He's like, "Yeah, go ahead, do it." So she starts rubbing she's standing behind him and she's rubbing his shoulders. And I literally saw, I'm not joking, her nipples pop out of her shirt as she was doing it. And her
Nice.
face, her skin got red, like flushed. It's like you just watched this woman get turned on, like physically. I watched her get turned on, like literally turned on.
Yeah.
It was hysterical.
By
to me.
touching Chris Isaac's
She
shoulders.
started touching Chris Isaac's shoulders, and she had this nylon shirt, like a blouse type thing.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the headlights came
Boom.
on, and her skin got all flushed, and she tried to play it cool and everything. And Chris Isaac could care less, and that
Sure.
was the best part. It was like,
Yeah.
dude, I got to get that kind of job.
Yeah. Like,
That
to
would be a
him,
good job to
it might
have.
as well have been an Asian dude at the mall with his
he
elbow
was
in
like,
your
yeah,
neck.
whatever.
Yeah. Go ahead. If that's what you want to do, that's your thing.
Rub my back. Rub my back.
Dude, that's one of the greatest scenes. Not greatest scenes, obviously, but one of the ones that's most memorable for me in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. They film a girl walking down the hall in her. She's at Ridgemont High and she's got her Beat Jefferson shirt on.
Yeah.
And as she's walking toward the camera, her nipples get hard in the shirt.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was. It was like it happened right in front of you, like when Wolfman changes.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you see the thing.
Yeah. Turkey's done.
Well, so I get up and to meet Chris.
Dude, I'm a nipple guy. Love him. Huge fan. God
Yeah,
damn it, I love him.
I'm not.
Nah, until when you
It's
see
just a
the,
funny story to me. I
well,
don't
that's a
know,
good
yeah.
story, yeah. But I'm saying, I mean, because there are.
I didn't walk up and flick them or anything.
You didn't?
No,
What's
I
wrong
stayed
with
out
you?
of it.
You should. That should have been your question. Hey, Chris, can I flick the nipples behind you before they poke you in the eye? Because you got a problem going on back here.
Do not turn around too fast.
Yeah, this is gonna be awful.
So he signs my CD, the jacket, and all of a sudden, this big guy next to him, takes my CD and he starts writing on it. I'm like, what the fuck is this? What is this? Who is this? What are you doing? I don't know who this guy is. It's Kenny.
Kenny the drummer.
Kenny signed my CD. I don't
right.
know who Kenny is.
Kenny's on board.
Like, the balls.
Yeah.
That he thought that I knew who he was or he was entitled to sign my shit. I'm like, Chris Isaac, I know. He's the guy I want him to sign my CD.
Yeah.
Give a fuck about Kenny.
Yeah, fuck you and your fills.
Fuck you and your brushes.
Not interested. But yeah, but that, you know, Pat runs into that shit all the time. You know, because Pat will get autographs from the band, but he wants certain members of the band.
Well, I could, if I knew who Kenny was, maybe I would have. You know,
Yeah.
I would have, because I used to work at a truck stop as a busboy, and that's right on the highway.
Right.
And in the morning shift, there would always be the musical acts traveling from Chicago to St. Louis. I got Joey Ramone's autograph. You want to talk about disgusting? Joey Ramone at 7 in the morning.
Really?
Picture that.
No.
Yeah, nobody else knew who he was. Pat Simmons from the Doobie Brothers, same thing.
Let's go back to Joey. What do you mean disgusting? Like how
You know how weird he looks in general?
Yes.
Imagine him really tired, like he just woke up.
Oh.
I mean, his eyes are like green.
But does he still look like Joey Ramone? Does he still...
had the glasses were halfway down his nose, and he was at the kitchen, the counter, not the tables. He was at the counter.
Is he alone?
There must have been. I didn't see any other Ramone. Well, did he go solo in the mid '80s? Did I miss something?
He might have toured just as Joey. I don't
Joey.
know.
It's just Joey.
Please welcome Joey.
So yeah, it was weird to see these people like out of their element, you know.
So Joey Ramone's at the truck stop.
Yeah, I saw him at the truck stop.
How long is the line to rub his back?
Not very. There were some truckers
Yeah?
that wouldn't have mind rubbing his back.
They're stepping up, sure. Yeah. Oh, dude. So you saw Joey Ramone at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Lived to tell the fucking tale.
Yeah.
What's he eating?
I think he had eggs.
He better have eggs,
I
right?
don't know.
What's he gonna have?
I don't know.
Nothing else to have at the truck stop. You got to go eggs and hash.
Biscuits and gravy.
You're like, yeah.
I think
what
a
do you-
Ramones throw down the biscuits and gravy.
And since we're talking about this, let's go ahead and get this on the record. The Ramones are fucking awful, right?
No.
No, they are terrible.
In what context?
I just, it's the same. I never got it. And I guess maybe in the 70s or whatever it was the thing. But it's just that, you know, hey, oh, let's go. I mean, I don't,
Context.
I don't, okay.
Yeah.
But still, even to me, like, I mean, the Clash eats them for fucking breakfast.
All right, the
like
Clash
all day
was
long.
a little bit more advanced and a lot.
The Clash was a little bit more advanced.
Yeah.
They might as well have been just fucking monkeys hitting rocks compared
but
to a
you-
symphony.
But you were talking about a good song is a good song. The Ramones songs are genius.
Yeah.
3 chords, barely knowing how to play them. I mean, that's punk, man.
Well, yeah, okay. That's punk
Green
and that's
Day.
terrible. Yeah, but Green Day had melody.
The
Yeah,
Ramones
the
had
Ramones
melody.
do have melody too, I guess.
Again, and Green Day has had a lot more
I guess I've been
complex
burned the
music.
fuck out on the Ramones.
I think
You
if
know
a
what I mean?
punk person were I'm not a punk expert. I don't know
Yeah.
a lot about the genre, but I think if somebody was, they would tell you what you're saying is the equivalent of making fun of Bob Dylan because he's not a bad singer.
Right. I guess I see
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and look, I'm not belittling their accomplishments or what they meant to
No.
people, but for me, I never got it. I didn't, you know. Let's put it this way. I got it when I was like 11, and I heard
Yeah.
Rock and Roll High School or whatever, and I was like, oh, okay. And the KKK took my baby away, and every other song that was exactly the same with different lyrics. Yeah, that's basically what the fucking Ramones were to me. The Pet Sematary theme song, whatever the fuck. But then the Clash come out and they put out Sandinista, and it's like, oh, okay. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have no chance.
Yeah, I know. It's
And for me, even the Sex Pistols, just the Nevermind the Bollocks album destroys everything the Ramones ever did. And again, I'm not dealing with it in a punk way. I'm just dealing it for me, my personal taste, and in a musical way.
Well, in a musical way, as a musician, you can look at something and go, that's so simplistic that it's genius, or you can look at it and go, fucking Baby could play that.
Right, I understand. And,
Yeah, you ride that fine line. Like, to me, everybody talks about how great B.B. King was. And I had this discussion with a guy who didn't play music, wasn't a musician, was just a fan of B.B. King. And I made the comment, I was praising him. I say, it's amazing what a guy that doesn't play guitar extremely well, but yet he's a genius on the instrument. He goes, what are you talking about? He thought I was insulting B.B. King.
Yeah.
I go, you're missing the point. B.B. King can play 2 notes, and it means more than, Yngwie Malmsteen playing 38 notes in the same time frame. It's just, he had a way with the instrument. And he himself had said, I think it's in Rattle and Hum, he tells Edge, he goes, look, you're going to have to play the chords because I don't play chords very well.
Yeah.
That's one of the world's greatest, quote, guitar players doesn't know how to play chords or doesn't play chords well, but yet he's a genius on the instrument. So do you either think he sucks or is he a genius? I think he's a genius. But he doesn't play particularly well.
Well, you know what the BB stands for?
What?
Boring. That's how I feel about
Okay.
him.
You don't like BB King?
No, not a fan.
You like slow blues?
I like no blues. You and Lucille can take a fucking slow bus out to the crossroads and sell your soul to Devil Jack Wilson or whoever the fuck is out there.
Devil Jack. Were you watching Oh Brother Where Art Thou again?
Actually, Devil Jack Butler. That's Steve Vai and Crossroads.
Crossroads with Ralph Macchio?
Oh, dude, yeah, I'll tell you what, Steve Vai. Someone stole Steve Vai's guitar. He did it in L.A. They did a fucking benefit for Tony McAlpine, and then the next day on Facebook, and it made me laugh. They turned to Facebook, but somebody stole Steve Vai's, I don't know, Gibson
Ibanez.
Wonderland or whatever the fuck. I don't even know. Yeah, it could have been an Ibanez.
I think he exclusively plays Ibanez.
It probably was Ibanez, but it had a laser headstock. You know what I mean? It was like one of those things that you could never get away with keeping. Yeah. You know what I mean?
At the local bar.
Exactly.
That guy's got a laser in his guitar.
Holy shit, look at that dude.
You're going to burn the dartboard, man.
Yeah, but so somebody pinched that. You know what I mean? And here's my best part. They put it on Facebook and they're like, yeah, somebody stole it with this laser headstock and the fucking, this blue paint that Steve Vai invented. You know what I mean?
Try fencing that.
If you don't know anything about Steve Vai, he's a fucking genius, and not just like a musical genius, but again, it's like you know, because you play music, you all of a sudden become this expert in necks and wood and tuning, and
you can turn into I could never be Brian May or Eddie Van Halen building their own guitar. I don't know how to do any of that.
Okay,
but you know, Eddie Van Halen can wire his pickups.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. So Steve Vai's the same way, and
Tom
also
Schultz, wasn't it? Tom Schultz.
Yes.
Yeah.
He invented the
Boston.
fucking rock band.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of knowledge of the instrument is beyond me.
Well, Steve Vai is a guy who I think he went to Juilliard. I mean, dude, he was playing with Zappa when he was 17. Zappa heard him and just went, yeah, that's the guy. And then they took him out on tour. And I can remember this. Before I even knew who Steve Vai was, I saw him on Night Flight on fucking USA Network playing with Zappa. And he's just this kid.
It's like Neil Schon with Santana.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, who's that dude? And why is he there? And like they stole him like he was a gypsy baby. They fucking stole. You know what I mean? And they taught him how to play guitar. It was fucking awesome. Like, it would just be like if they raised him like a veal with just a guitar and his head sticking out of a box. That's Steve Vai and Neil Schon, those dudes. You're just like, oh, and Kenny Wayne Shepherd. You see those idiots, and you're just like, God damn it. That guy's 11 and he shreds.
That's unbelievable.
Whatever they put, and because I can't play an instrument, because I can pick up a guitar, and I love it, and I know all the motions from like Eddie and all the guys that I love.
You'd be a good air guitar player.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, but I will tell you this, though. I'm the second best air guitar player in this basement, and it's cataloged.
I won one of those babies.
Yes, you defeated me in that contest.
I did?
Yes, you did. It was in our high school.
That's because I knew how to play the guitar for real, and I got away with a lot of cool...
All I knew how to do was Ed Van Halen jumps.
Yeah, but I could fake tap.
Exactly, but I would Van Halen jump. And I would just leap around, and I would pretend like but I also did this. I was true to my instrument. I will tell you this: as an air guitar player,
you tuned it a little bit.
I did. I little ping, 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 ping.
See, I put the fake cigarette in the fake string head at the top of the neck.
Well, because I can tap too and all that fake tap, but I held an air guitar in a guitar appropriate fashion. Like I hate watching those people who do they do the Pete Townsend windmill and their neck is bendable. Dude, your fucking guitar neck is maple.
Don't bend your neck.
You got a maple neck, not a rubber neck. And if you got a rubber neck, your guitar has no tone. Get the fuck out of here with your air guitar leaping around nonsense. I hate that shit.
See, if I remember correctly, the song was Running with the Devil.
It was.
And the reason I think I won is because I actually know how to play Running with the Devil. At the time, I knew how to play Running with the Devil on guitar. So my hands moved in synchronation with the guitar. It looked like I was really playing the song.
Well, it was Eruption first, and then it went into...
I could do it.
Running with the Devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can't air guitar to Eruption, you just might as well... Just don't even show up.
Exactly. But you looked like you basically... Because you fucking knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
And I'm half an idiot jumping around and doing that kind of bullshit.
Where was that? It was a high school.
It was high school. It was, it was some dance or something.
It was a dance at high school. I remember now.
And I'll tell you this, folks. When you, it's like karaoke. If you get in an air guitar contest, you're just like, all right, man, I'm totally in this to win it. After about 25 seconds, you realize the futility and the stupidity of what it is that you're doing because you don't have an instrument. You don't have anything in your hands. It's one thing to play, I'll play air guitar in the car or whatever the fuck.
You want to hold a tennis racket.
Exactly, anything. Please give me something to hold it because I used to, when we did it at my house, when me and my brothers were Kiss.
Yeah, when I was Kiss, I had a tennis racket.
We had a broom.
But then I had an actual guitar.
Well, see that kills
No, it was
us.
the plastic Kiss guitar.
I
had the plastic.
Oh,
I
nice.
had the plastic Kiss guitar.
Nah, dude, I had a fucking angler broom that you can still buy now, and it's got that real thin handle, but then it's got the kind of like a body at the bottom.
It was a bass then, wasn't it?
Oh no, dude, it was fucking sharp. And it was, and to this day, I have one of those, and I'll pick it up occasionally, and just because look, you never lose your chops. So You go ahead and grab
your
it at your
muscle
house.
memories there.
So I'll just go ahead and grab it. Maybe I'll bust out a couple of tunes at my house by myself.
Get a tune it first.
Because you never know when it's going to come up. But when you're doing it when you're not holding anything,
Yeah.
I mean, you feel like the dumbest, nakedest fucking idiot in the world. And especially because I knew you were going to win anyway. So it was that thing where you don't know what you're expecting. You're expecting cheers. You're expecting people to go, yeah. And when you're getting nothing and you're just playing like fucking air guitar for people and they're just staring at you, you're just like, I want to run. I want to run home and hide.
Try playing a real instrument and a real song for people that don't care about what you're doing.
Try talking to a room full of people without an instrument to hide behind, having them not care what you're doing.
Try singing in front of a bunch of people who don't want to hear you.
I've done that with karaoke, where it's just people just sit there and just,
I've been paid to be at the place.
Well, I've done stand up and people have just been like, I don't know why you're here. I don't know why we're here. Like, can we just mutually agree to just leave right now? Let's shake hands and bail. Sounds like good. And I go, fuck you, shit eater.
Yeah. It's harsher for you because, the stand-up comedian is higher up.
It's harsh. You know what? It's fucking harsh all around. If you put yourself out there as an artist, whether you're doing stand-up or you're doing any music or musicianship or fucking poetry slam or nonsense, you're hoping that you can feed off of the crowd.
But you have more at risk than a
I have more
band.
exposure.
Well, the band is the band. No one cares about a band. You can go to a club and the band is just there. You're going to a club to see a comedian, you have to be, entertained. That's the point. So
the onus is on me to make sure that you're
we
laughing.
were just a human jukebox. That's all we were.
Yeah,
so
but
when
they didn't care.
They didn't care. They didn't care. We still played.
Yeah, you know what? I guess I would say this is you didn't get the kudos or the respect you deserved, but you also didn't get.
No musician does.
Right, but you didn't get the outward hostility that I would get.
You get a higher form of personal hatred.
Yeah,
Nobody threatened to go get their shotgun and come back and kill us because we didn't play Brown Eyed Girl the right way.
Now Earl. This is the worst ever. That was fun. And then Lenny had to go after me. That's the even better part. Like, because whenever I hear those stories, like when the Beastie Boys toured with Madonna and they got booed off stage in Chicago, and do you remember Steve Dahl used to play this thing? You remember when Black Sabbath was in Milwaukee and they got bottles thrown at him? Did you ever hear that story?
Yeah.
Okay. Black Sabbath played in Milwaukee and they got bottles thrown at them and they left the fucking stage. They were like, well, fuck this. We're not doing this. And so he would play Iron Man with the sounds of smashing glass over it. Do you know who opened for them?
Who opened for Black Sabbath?
Yeah, who opened for them and they wanted them to come back and they caused the Black Sabbath to get booed off stage and have bottles thrown at them in Milwaukee?
Kiss or Rush?
Van Halen.
Van Halen.
Fucking Van Halen, dude. And it was like, it's because it was like 78, I think. Because Van Halen toured with Black Sabbath on their first tour. Yeah. And because they have Ozzy stories and shit like that, but that was the band. That was the band that fucking Black Sabbath got booed off stage in Milwaukee. It was funny because then I found that out later because Eddie and Dave were talking about that once they got after they got off their helicopter at the US Festival. You know what I mean? One of those things. They were playing for some fucking crowd and they did well. But there's also stories of them because again, Van Halen was a band. People don't realize this. Because in the old days you didn't know anything about these bands. They just kind of just appeared on the scene.
Well, we had MTV,
right? Which made us go, oh look, there's this awesome.
Yes, you got an It wasn't our generation had both. We had nothing where you had to go buy a 45
mystery,
or you got to see Don Kirshner's rock concert or the Midnight Special to see what these guys looked like,
right?
And then all of a sudden MTV comes along right as we're going into our teens, and now you can instantly get the image and the music all at once.
Because there was mystery with everybody. There was mystery with Kiss. There was mystery with all those bands. Even though you would see them and you would get the music, you would wind up fucking wanting to hear more about them. I told you I had that great idea about albums and singles and things like that. Are we close or we?
You got about a minute.
A minute?
To talk before this thing runs out.
See, again, this gives these people this fucking glimpse in where it's not Bob and Doug. How much longer the show, eh?
I'm watching the clock and it's going backwards. So it's only 50.
Oh, take off, eh? There's no way we've been talking for 45 minutes, eh?
Did you just do an Australian accent?
I might have.
Okay.
You're listening to the 40-Year-Old Boy, and coming up, the Jerk-Off Journals. Don't listen too much, you'll go blind.
So I literally, dude, was right above the painting, like almost to the ceiling. That's where, I couldn't believe
That's
how
progress.
Far. Yeah, it was huge.
You should do what I do, man. I keep track of distance.
How do you do that?
Every time I shoot, I just draw a line where it landed, so I know.
What do you write the date next to it or something?
No, my girlfriend's pissed off enough I draw the lines on her. Two cool jerks. The Jerk Off Journals on the Mike Schmidt Podcasting Network.
You don't have a girlfriend.
There's a mystery, is all I was saying. You know, I mean, you heard these bands, but you didn't know anything about them. I'd read the liner notes because you'd be looking for any clue about who they were or what they did. You know, I didn't know. I didn't grow up knowing Chuck Berry was a shit eater. I had no idea.
Neither did I.
It wasn't in the liner notes of the albums that I perused.
It wasn't until I met you. That guy knows his rock and roll.
There was mystery back then, man. That was the deal. You know, I never knew Led Zeppelin fucked a chick with a shark. That's fucking awesome.
I didn't even know what they looked like.
Sharks?
Yeah, that was horrible. Sea life.
Oh man, look. I never knew Queen banged a guy with an abalone. I had no fucking idea of that.
I heard it was a crustacean.
Perhaps it was.
Oh. And I heard it was Uriah Heep. Queen.
No, dude. I had no idea that Deep Purple once jammed a goddamn bottlenose trout up a guy's asshole. I had no idea.
Bottlenose trout. Well, you're just asking for it.
Well, of course you are. You're walking around with your pants off around Deep Purple, you're going to get a bottlenose trout in your ass. That's how it works. You knew that. That's how Ian Gillan does business. You can't fucking expect Richie Blackmore, necromancer, to not shove a bottlenose trout up your ass when you're walking around bare ass. Fucking throw something on, for fuck's sake.
Necromancer.
That's what Richie Blackmore is. He's a goddamn, he's like an old school fucking.
He's like a minstrel.
He's a wizard, right? Is he one of those dudes?
We got to find a wizard. Change him back.
He's single-handedly keeping the puffy sleeve industry in business.
Yeah.
He's just a human Ren Fair, Richie Blackmore. He just happens to be a fucking awesome guitarist on top of it. Right? He's a good guitarist, yes?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll tell you one of my, and again, like you said, you never saw these dudes, and then when you saw them, you're like, whoa, because in the video for fucking Death Alley Driver, Blackmore does this little run, and the solo in Death Alley Driver is the fucking greatest. And he just goes, and you see that because he's got these long ass fucking skeleton fingers. It's like, dude, because all those guitarists, there's never been a good fat guitarist. Let's be honest with ourselves, because their hands are too fat to get off the complicated notes. I think the only good fat guitarist was in Tad. That was a band.
Tad?
There was a band called Tad. Don't you remember Tad?
No.
Dude, that was like a grunge band from like the 90s, and I think Tad himself was the fat guy, possibly. But
I'm trying to think of a really good fat guitar player.
None. Leslie West. That's the only guy I could think of.
Was Roy Clark heavy?
He was a portly gent, but I mean it doesn't mean.
Well, you're talking about like fat hands, like
I'm talking those
John
dudes.
hands.
Yeah, I'm talking like the guy who stole Pee Wee's bike. Like, there's never been a fucking guitarist to look like that dude. No,
The guy
you're too
from Kansas.
Fat. If you're fat, you got to be a bass player. No, Steve Morse. That guy's lithe. That guy is awesome. That guy's totally skinny. You could pick a lock with Steve Morse.
Maybe he was the bass player. You're right. Maybe it's the bass player that can be big.
Steve Morse came into Kansas later, obviously, but I mean,
talking about the original 5 dudes that the one gigantic guy in the overalls with the big afro.
Yeah, but that was all of Kansas in one suit. That was how they traveled. They used to sneak on the planes. they didn't want to pay for 5 plane tickets.
I'll take the first class.
It was the 70s, so everybody saw the hair, and they just saw this giant dude, and over like, all right, I don't want to sit next to him, but let him on the goddamn plane. That's because Kansas had to fly commercial. They couldn't have a fucking regular jet for themselves. You know why? Because there was dust in the wind. Yes. They didn't trust it. They had to let a pilot do their action. There's never been a fat guitarist of any note, and who's been any good. I defy you out there, folks. Tell me, who was it? There's been no fat guitarist that anybody would want to deal with.
Fat guitarist. Nah, Fat Albert played like that tub.
Yeah, he played a fucking radiator.
Yeah,
Fat Albert played a radiator.
No, Rudy played guitar.
And again, live. They had a skinny
Rudy
dude there.
Jesus.
Let me ask you this in all seriousness. Do you think the Cosby kids also drugged people and raped them? Or was it just Bill Cosby himself?
I think Bill did.
Oh, Bill certainly did.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill, there was no doubt. Bill was he was passing out roofies and getting
I'm not sure about
sodas.
Weird Harold either.
Weird Harold was pretty weird.
I know, man. That guy, something about that guy. I don't know.
But Fat Albert, the only way he could get laid would be to roofie somebody, right?
I don't know. I think
he's not an attractive dude.
Yeah, but he was sensitive and he was smart and he was articulate.
Fuck that. How bad did the Cosby kids stink? Seriously, they wore the same clothes. They hung out in a junkyard. Fuck that.
That
Dude,
was my show.
It's summer and Russell's in a goddamn like an overcoat and a scarf and a goofy hat.
Those big ass snow boots.
Yeah, that's he's got a reek, that dude. Mushmouth? Dude, Mushmouth's not getting laid.
No, Mushmouth, no.
No, unless they're passing out roofies. It originated in the clubhouse. Any girl who wandered into the junkyard they ran a train on her. They ran a fucking an L train.
A Brown Hornet train.
They did. They ran a fucking Brown Hornet L train on any chick. They were like, here, have some Kool-Aid. And she's like, all right.
Hey, that's the girl I want to lay.
Any girl who wakes up with fucking broken ribs, she's like, oh man, I got roofied by Fat Albert. What the fuck? Oh, no. That obviously happened. Because, I mean, if you roofie a chick, she can't be on top. Unless, dude, hold on. What if the Cosby kids were in on it? Like, Fat Albert would lay down flat, and the girl, they would just put her in like a trapeze and fucking lower her onto his cock. That's how it worked.
That means somebody had to hold his junk still.
Fuck yeah,
couldn't
he did.
reach it.
Well, he was the leader of the fucking gang, man. That's what Russell was there for. Maybe that's why Russell wore a fucking like overcoat and scarf.
And gloves.
Yeah, because fucking Fat Albert would go off like a busted sprinkler. They fucking lower a roofie chick on a trapeze on a Fat Albert's cock, and then they'd pull her off, and he'd just fucking spray down Russell. And Russell's like, man, you're like school on a holiday.
Why?
No class. Dude. Oh, man, I don't like it. That was a house of horrors, the fucking the clubhouse that they had. That's not good at all.
I don't think during the show. I think after the show, when they got a little older, it got weird in the junkyard.
Wait, so you think they were getting pussy like on their own before that?
No, I think they were too busy getting in adventures and solving mysteries and shit. They just... It was when they got older. Like,
Well, no, they were freaky then. Didn't they hang out with a duck? Didn't they? I mean,
junkyard duck?
Yeah, wasn't there like a? There was,
I think you're right.
They did. They had like a pal, like a dove or somebody who just like fucking hung around. It's like, what are you doing? You know, I did. That's dude. If you got ghetto kids talking to birds, you got a problem. I'm sorry, and I guess I understand you look for a friend anyway. That sounds like a 70s movie, like Sounder. You know what I mean? Where it's like 4 black kids are poor and they make friends with a donkey. And it's like, oh, man, can't these kids just get a book or something and be happy? No, they got to dress in rags and eat seeds. They don't even get to grow the crops. They just get to eat a bowl of fucking seeds and go, this tastes like wish corn. Fuck that. That's what it is, man. When you eat a bowl of seeds, you're like, oh, man, this tastes like wish corn. Oh, dude. All right, so.
fucking Cosby kids.
They were rapists. I'm telling you. I'm all over it.
Oh, man.
I don't know. Might learn something before it's done.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was mystery, man. There was mystery in those kinds of bands. You didn't, you never fucking thought. And then when MTV came along, then bands who could incorporate like the visual with the mystery and the music they just fucking ruled the day.
Yeah, that's the key, though. There was some artists who were just better looking. Well, you wouldn't have a Milli Vanilli if it wasn't for MTV.
True.
You know.
Well, but then
Who
there were
wants
bands.
to look at Pink Floyd? They're boring looking.
Of course they are. Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
Black Sabbath, that just looks like an AA meeting. When you see them on stage, literally. It was like an AA meeting, and they went, hey, let's play some songs. You know what I mean? Just fucking Tony Iommi and Geezer Butler. Dude, right there in the name, you know the dude's not attractive.
My name is Giza.
Of course it is. Look at you. And Ozzy would like he did. This is totally fucking true. Ozzy did not wash his hair until MTV was fucking brought about.
Oh God.
Because if you see those early videos, you ever see that? What video is it? Is it the Paranoid video where it's got that like John Lennon image behind him and it's just coming forward in a strobe light?
Yeah, it was on Beavis and Butthead, and Butthead or Beavis wanted to know if that was Paul Schaefer. It was. Yeah, I think it was that.
I think it's Paranoid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just and
It's live too. They're playing it live.
Right. And look at Ozzy in
just-
that fucking
yeah.
video. Holy shit, dude. That guy if and again, because you've heard all the fucking stories about him snorting the ants and all that kind of
Yeah.
bullshit and licking up piss and you're just like, man, what the fuck? And then that guy became quaint. Man, what the fuck happened to our society where that dude became quaint?
He
Everybody's
and
like,
Chuck
oh, yeah.
Berry should have hung out.
Oh my God, piss licking and shit eating? That's a reality
Wasn't
show
that on
for you.
After Starsky and Hutch?
I'm gonna pitch that to the E Network. Piss licking and shit eating, starring fucking Chuck Berry and Ozzy Osbourne. Done. See, look at that. We're making TV. We're making TV fucking happen. It's better than anything the fucking Kardashians are doing. I saw some fucking gif of like Khloe Kardashian's ass in a pool, and they're like, "Oh, it's mesmerizing." I'm like, "No, it's not. It's
Khloe?
Yeah, Khloe. And I'm just like, "No, man. Trust me. I saw her up close.
Yeah.
No, no. Bigfoot doesn't drive, and her ass doesn't shake in a pool. Fuck that."
I saw a picture of Kim getting out of the pool, and that was kind of neat.
Oh yeah, Kim. No, Kim's
Yeah.
fucking. Yeah, I mean, she's ridiculous. You know,
But
she's
no,
just.
my daughter watches those shows. I don't understand it.
Dude, anytime I see Kim Kardashian naked, she looks like a butter sculpture. you know what I mean? Because she's like
There's a knife
shiny
in her.
and
Yeah,
soft and kind of doughy, and you just look like, oh man, I would spread that on all of my toast, like all of it. And it's and everybody's like she became famous for being nobody or whatever the fuck, and it's like, yeah, but that's where we're at. That's who everybody is. Look what I'm doing. I'm shouting in a basement, hoping you'll listen to it for fuck's sake. Jesus, if I had a better ass, I'd be famouser. Or
Famouser?
famous. Period. Yes, almost famouser. That's
Almost
what I'd be.
Famous, or wasn't it the sequel?
It could be almost famouser.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'd pay to see that
Yeah.
because I love that movie. Holy God, I love that movie.
Yeah, it was just on the other night on MTV or VH1 Classic.
Remote
Movies
gets-
that rock.
Remote gets put down. Put down.
You know, it was on, and they added scenes because they took the swearing out. You know how they do that?
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know the scene where the band finds out that Rolling Stone is using everything that William wrote,
Oh, yeah.
and they're outside by the bus.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, Russell, this kid has you out on a fan's roof yelling, "I'm a golden god." He's like, I never said that. There's a whole extended scene there that I saw for the first time the other night. I'm like, that is awesome. Why didn't put that in a movie?
That stuff happens with Anchorman too, or I was watching. There was some scene in like Austin Powers where Will Ferrell is driving a car, and you're like, where the fuck is this?
Yes, the Blues Brothers. For some reason, there's additional footage that got put in, and they don't tell you. They just says Blues Brothers on, and all of a sudden you're watching, and there's whole new things on. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, TBS should fucking tell people, hey, there's shit in here you haven't seen before.
Exactly.
Go ahead and tune in, because otherwise I'm not going to watch anything on fucking television.
No.
There are shows like I see. Like, we saw a commercial for... Did you see this fucking show that's going to be on NBC? It's like J-Lo and Ray Liotta are cops.
Yeah, and one of them's Wired from Barry Levinson.
Yeah.
Emmy Award winner Ray Liotta.
And I had to laugh when I was watching it with Jill yesterday, because first of all, Jennifer Lopez gets top billing. Ray Liotta has been nominated for Oscars. I think multiple Oscars, if I remember correctly. Mm. And J-Lo's the fucking star, I suppose, because they want chicks to watch. And then there's that scene where, like, I guess J-Lo's supposed to be tough, so she's MMA fighting. She's got like gloves on
She's punching the focus mitts.
And then they show the fucking title card for the show, and she's got hands on her hips and her shoulder thrust forward. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, tough beauty queen. Nobody's fucking interested. And then he got Liotta with his face looking like the moon, just screaming.
Oh, if they keep putting enough eye makeup on him, it'll come out. He won't look as goofy.
He came into Baby Blues once, man, for when I was working at Barbecue House, and he came in to order food, and I actually tweeted it. Like I wrote it on Twitter. I wrote, I'm at this very moment, I am actually standing 3 feet away from Ray Liotta. I now know how Neil Armstrong felt. And then I went, I can't tweet that. I can't, because like that's so mean, and I love him and I love his work. It's fucking shitty, and it's just snarky bullshit for no reason. So I fucking deleted it, erased it, couldn't do it. I can't fucking do Liotta like that. If I'm going to do that, I might as well do it about John Goodman, who also came into the restaurant, and I was standing a foot away from him. And
What's wrong with him?
Nothing's wrong with him. He's fucking awesome. Those people are all awesome. Dude, John Goodman is a guy, again, there will be these guys who, like, they hit this pinnacle, and everybody's like, oh, they're so fucking great. And then they kind of disappear.
Yeah.
And everybody goes, yeah, whatever happened to that guy? And you're just like, well, give him a chance to do more great work, because he could probably still do great work. And even if he doesn't great work, he's done great work in the fucking past. I mean, dude, John Goodman is incredible. He's fucking so good in everything.
I just saw Brother Where Art Thou. Oh. Yeah. Big Dan Teague.
Oh, dude. God damn it. I don't want FOP. I'm a Dapper Dan man.
We don't carry Dapper Dan, and I can order for you. Be here in 2 weeks.
Wow, 2 weeks. Isn't this place a geographical oddity? 2 weeks from everywhere. God damn it. Dozen hairnets. Dude, the fucking greatest. I saw that movie, and I saw it on I like rented it, I think, and I was going, I'm dying watching it. I'm going, this is the greatest movie ever. And I talked to Pardo, and I'm like, dude, did you fucking see Oh Brother Where Art Thou? Because I saw it in the movies. And I go, why didn't you tell me how great it is? And he goes, you know why? Because in the movies, I didn't like it. And then I left, and I thought about it for weeks, and I just thought, this is the greatest. Like,
it hit him later.
Yeah, he's like, when I saw it, I didn't think much of it, and then I talked about it later, and I'm like, just like, this movie's fucking hysterical, because it is. Like, literally everything in it is awesome. That scene,
brilliant.
Dude, the final scene when they take the stage and they're the Soggy Bottom Boys, and he's looking at Holly Hunter and he pulls the beard down. Yeah. Oh my God, the look on his face is worth the whole movie. It's worth everything. Just the fucking and that stupid dance, the fucking shoulder dance and the weird kick, and then the pull the beard down. Holy, Clooney's a genius. God damn it.
That movie's great, and the soundtrack is amazing.
Yes, it is.
And
I hate old timey.
Yeah.
And I love the soundtrack to that goddamn movie.
And my kids, when they were little, I used to play it all the time. So my daughter and my son know the songs, and I go, but they know it from the movie. When George Clooney sings "Man of Constant Sorrow," that's what they know. I go,
right.
At the same time last night when Oh Brother Where Art Thou was on cable. On another channel, Alison Krauss and what's her band, Union Station or something, we're doing a soundstage on we're on that show, Soundstage. Yeah. And I go, you guys are going to see who's really singing for George Clooney. It's the guy in her band. Right. And he's just a slobby. Yep. He might be a fat guitar player.
He's not good.
He's not. He's amazing on the mandolin.
Terrible. Well, yeah, okay, fine. There's fat mandolin players all over this great land of ours. Fat guitar player, no shredder. Got to go Tad.
Dang it.
Tad's the only guy.
There's got to be like some speed metal band that's got a fat guitar player. You know.
Yeah, I guess.
Who's the guy that knocked out Danzig? Wasn't he a guitar player? Big fat guy.
He was just a dude backstage, right?
I don't know. I thought it was a guy from another band.
God, that clip is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Danzig gets all swole up on the guy, and the guy just fucking drops him, lays him the fuck out. That scares me, though, because, I mean, I've seen that kind of shit happen, and then bad things happen to the guy when he gets knocked out. Terrible.
What do you mean? They take his wallet?
People
pee on him?
Yeah, that thing. You know what I mean? You're just like, again,
Never get knocked out?
That's also shit that I should, the internet brings me that I don't want to know about or see. You know what I mean?
It's okay if Chuck Berry does it, but if Danzig gets pissed on or shit on, then it's not cool.
No, when real people get pissed on or shit on, you know what I mean? When you see
unwillingly.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I saw a fucking thing on it was on Facebook. No, it was on Facebook, so it's not terrifically bad.
Yeah.
But it was a dude, they're moving into an apartment. It's like two dudes, and it's like a guy and his dad. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck it is, but they're moving, and they get harassed by like a crazy guy. And you don't know the backstory. All it is they start filming, and they're trying to move furniture off the back of a truck. Okay, so they're trying to basically move a chair or whatever the fuck. And there's the son is in the truck, and the older guy is outside the truck, and they're just fucking finagling boxes or whatever. And they're getting harassed by, I don't know if it's a hobo or a meth head or whatever the fuck, but it's a thick dude. It's like a big dude, and he's kind of muscly, and he's talking shit, and he's like, get out of this neighborhood, and he's fucking screaming and yelling, and they're ignoring him. They're just kind of like, look, we're just moving or whatever. So the young guys try to move stuff out. And when I say young, I mean like 35, probably. That's my guess. Because again, this is filmed from far away, and it's on a dark street. I mean, this could be marionettes. I have no fucking idea. It might not even be fucking real. But it's the clip where then the fucking guy who's doing the harassing kicks their furniture. Like he kicks a box over.
Jeez.
And he's jawing and they're trying to ignore him. And then he kicks a box or knocks a box out of the hand of the old dude. And the young guy hops off the fucking truck. And it's that thing where there's people watching.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're all watching it, and they're all like, oh, here we go. Like it's that thing where, because some guy's yapping. And then then the guy's like, all right, man, we're doing this. We're doing it. And everybody's like, here, finally. He finally goaded him into a fucking fight. And this dude hops off the truck. And of course, the dude starts hopping around like, yeah. And he got his fists up like he's going to fucking box or whatever. And this dude backs him down.
The homeless guy?
The homeless guy's hopping around like he knows how to fight. Right. He's got his fists up, and he's, like he's a fucking boxer or whatever the fuck. And this dude just fucking gets off the truck and kind of backs him down a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then you see him, you see him do what he's doing. Yeah. He shoots on him. He double legs him against a van, and he puts him on the ground. First of all, he spikes his head into the fucking ground, and then just he lands 6 fucking punches in the face, on this guy as he's laying there. And the dude fucking he's so out cold. Because he pins him and he fucking hits him. Then he gets up, and his legs, he's doing the splits in the air, and his legs go around a truck like he's about to get ass fucked by a F-150. It's gorgeous. He knocks the dude out fucking cold with 6 ground and pound punches to the face, and then just starts moving his furniture again. And it's that thing where everybody's just like, oh, here we go. Oh. And the dude is just laying there in convulsions on the fucking ground with and he's literally got an ankle on either side of the headlights of a truck. Like he's about to, like the truck's about to eat him out. I mean, it's just fucking brutal. Just that kind of, because his legs are so spread and he's so unconscious. And the other dude just like, goes over, time to let's move into this apartment now. You know what I mean? It's fucking awesome.
This guy's so unconscious.
Yeah, so finished. But it's so great. You just like he had that Z thought bubble above his head, which is like fucking
cuckoo birds going around his head.
And dreaming about him winning a fight with a title belt. He's like jumping, ding, ding, ding. It's so bad. But that kind of shit just happens, man, where you're just like, oh my God, that's fucking awful. Awful.
I try to that stuff's too real for me. I don't like watching that kind of junk. It gives me a stomach ache.
I agree with you, and that's why I told you I don't watch any more death anymore. I mean, I like the last.
Oh yeah.
Well, the Daniel Pearl thing was the last thing I watched.
I never saw that.
No, don't. Yeah, don't. It's just fucking. It's because that's the thing I can't forget. And you're just like,
I don't want to see any of that.
Yeah, but I mean,
you do, but then you see it and you go, I wish I didn't see that.
Right, but then I'll see shit and I'm just like, well, this can't be as bad as it looks like it's going to be, and then it's horrible. And you're like, oh no, that dude just fell in a power line and exploded. Oh, dude.
But you'd think you'd be desensitized because we've all seen the Zapruder film. How do you get more gross than that?
Sound.
Yeah, I suppose.
That's the only thing. Because again, I am desensitized. I could watch that shit. It's just to me sonically disturbing now. Where I just go, no, I don't need to fucking see this anymore. Well, the Daniel Pearl one's the bad one because he doesn't see it. He doesn't see it coming.
Oh.
They're making him read a statement, and while he's reading the statement, they cut his head off. So and then he's just like,
So what's the point of the statement?
well, I mean, because
To distract him?
yeah, basically yes. He's like talking, and then all of a sudden they just they're like, and they leap out with their fucking Hassan chop. They fucking let him have it, and it's not clean. It's not a it's not a guillotine. No, it's a saw. They saw it off. That's the deal. When you decapitate a dude, nobody has a fucking giant ass saber that just goes right through a dude's neck.
I think my son does.
Well, he does, but I mean, I'm assuming he's not going to use it in that capacity.
Not yet.
But when these dudes do this, then they actually that's why it's like whenever I watch my murder shows and they're like they strangled her to death, and I'm just like, man, you got to commit to strangling somebody to death. That takes fucking like 3 minutes to choke the life out of somebody, and you're looking them in the eyes. If you're any sort of man, I mean, you can't, because let's put it this way, you can't strangle somebody to death while you're watching television. You know what I mean? Nobody's like, hey, what's going on with Dr. Phil? And you're just choking the shit out of somebody. I don't know. If it's a how to strangle somebody, then yeah, maybe you got your eyes up. Hey, well, so I like both thumbs on the windpipe? Should I crush the trachea? How do I handle this?
If I'm choking somebody and Ferris Bueller comes on the parade scene, I think I turn my head and watch that while I'm doing the choke.
Really?
It's just one of those things you can't miss it.
If I tell you what, if it's live sports, I'll go ahead and watch that. Like if it's something else I've seen, because look, and I'll be honest with you, if I'm strangling you, I'm in the fucking moment. That's happening. Yeah. That's not something I just do like I throw casual attention to. If I'm strangling you, I'm in it. Because I mean, you know what? How often do you strangle somebody? You got to enjoy it.
Well, you're saying 3 minutes, so I say you put on VH1.
Okay.
What video would you watch the entire video of while you were strangling somebody? Like it's that good of a video that you wouldn't just look at your victim. You'd have to look over at the TV and go, I think I'm going to watch this video while I choke this person.
I would watch Guns N' Roses' November Rain, and I would kill 3 people.
Was that like a 9-minute?
It's about a 9-minute video, yeah. So I mean, I would have to take out, if I'm killing a family of 3, I throw on November Rain. But if I'm just doing one person, probably Talking Japanese. If I'm going to strangle somebody to death, the video I would choose would be Talking Japanese or Kids in America by Kim Wilde.
What about Robert Palmer and like the Simply Irresistible video? That's a good video.
I'd think of Pepsi. I don't want to be thinking of a casual soft drink or advertising while I'm killing somebody.
But that's like when all the girls are doing all that fun dancing and stuff.
Hold on. Are you looking to take your mind off the strangling?
It's got to be something that keeps your attention to the point where you're strangling somebody. You look over, you're like, I love this video.
So, all right, but you're trying to keep your attention. Because I say if you're going to strangle somebody, enjoy it.
No, I'm saying, you were saying you were in the moment when you strangle, like you have to really concentrate on strangling
Kind
somebody.
of.
I'm thinking, what is such a good video that you don't want to miss, that it would break you of that concentration where you could still choke them, but your vision is drawn to somewhere else. You can multitask if this video is on.
Matter of Trust by Billy Joel.
1, 2,
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's a good video.
Dude, it's a great song.
I love that song.
Someone is just the light of the sun. All right, so, but I'll be honest, or do I choose a video that I know the person I'm killing hates, so that's their last memory?
So you're putting more thought into it. I guess I just thought it was something that would catch your eye, and you say, I think I could watch this video while I murder this person.
I like that you think that in the middle of murdering somebody, you would be distracted by something else.
Like I said, if I was watching Ferris Bueller and the parade scene came on, I might actually watch the television.
You know what? I would watch the Alfred Molina Boogie Nights scene.
I'd watch the song America from West Side Story, the film.
I know you would.
I would.
Yeah, so if I'm going to murder somebody, it's going to be, and I mean, I think, but strangling, boy, that's a rough way to go.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a rough route.
You got to have something to take your mind off the fact that you're strangling somebody. Why not watch, Mexican radio?
You know what I would try to do before strangling somebody, like to death? Because that's hands involved, and that's the whole 9.
Yeah.
And I think I would just fucking drop elbows on their trachea until I crushed it, and then they could just die while I watch TV.
Yeah, but you'd have to hear them struggling for breath. That would be.
Oh, that's right. Sound is the worst.
Yeah.
No. Maybe you put a bag over their head. You know what you do? You smash their throat, and so they can't breathe, and then you put a bag over their head and you tie it on.
Well, then you can watch anything. You can watch a movie then. Takes the 3-minute time frame out of contention.
And it gives me time to go through the house. See if there's anything of value to
Look
take.
at their vacation
Yeah,
photos.
exactly.
You're a different kind of murderer than I am.
I used to do this on stage. I would talk about in a it was so stupid. This is when I would want to. I don't know if I consciously decided to sabotage myself in the beginning of a show, but I was the middle, and I'm the middle act. Okay, keep that in mind. There's still a headliner who's got to follow me. So I would go on stage and I would play these these shows in Wisconsin or Iowa or whatever the fuck, and I'd be in the middle of nowhere. I'd be in like Dunbar, Iowa or some bullshit, and you'd have to drive. Off the freeway, you'd have to drive 2 hours on a rural route. You know what I mean? You'd have to take L to get there. That sort of fucking nonsense. Mm-hmm. And then I'd show up and I'd go, and literally I would open up and I'd be going, man, we are out here, right? I go, you get on the freeway and then you got to take all the way out here, rural route L. And it's great that you guys have me, but you're driving and eventually it kind of dries up on the side of the road. And then there's like a house. And then you go 2 miles, there's another house. And you go 2 miles, it's another house. And you realize that you guys don't really have neighbors out here. And that's kind of weird. It gives a lot of privacy to the families, but also, you think to yourself, man, I could probably stop and kill everybody in every one of these houses and get away with it, and nobody would ever fucking know. It would be, because you can actually stop and, maybe you stop and you ask them if you can use their phone, and they let you in. You go ahead and mock some sort of phone call up, and of course, don't touch the phone because you can leave your fingerprints there. And then you go in the other room and you say, hey, is there any way that I could maybe stick around and wait for a tow truck? And when they turn their back to look for a number to call somebody, you hit them in the back of the head, and then they fall down, and you kill them. And then, of course, you cover yourself in their blood, and you go outside naked because the blood looks black in the moonlight, and you dance around in the yard for a while, and then you got to take a shower real quick and go to the other house because you got to take care of them. So I would open with that. I would be talking.
You'd say that to people?
Yes, on stage. Right. And because thinking that they would think it was funny or interesting.
That's not funny.
No, it was clearly not funny to Dunbar, Iowa or anybody else out there. But I would do that whole bit about how, you strangle them with the phone cord or you do this. And then I always invented a different killing because it was interesting for me. But it always ended with me covering myself in their blood and dancing around in the moonlight and then having to get to the gig.
One would need privacy to do that sort of thing.
Indeed, they would. So I did that. I only say that to you people as you realize that all my speculation about killing somebody or elbowing them in the trachea is we're all just having fun here, right? We're just having a fun time.
Yeah, my objective is mostly just to see what your favorite videos are. Just what video could draw your attention away from murder.
Boy, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. Let's make a list. You make a list at home as well. No, that's far too criminal for me. Because I watch too many death shows and stuff. I don't want to go to jail. Like I was telling Jill, I go,
you don't?
No, dude. Well, you know what I'm saying. These people are all like, whenever they get fucking sentenced to like 60 years without parole, and they fight, they don't want the death penalty. They're like, please don't give me the death penalty, and I'll tell you what happened, and then they get 40 years instead. Mm-hmm. I'm like, dude, fucking kill me. I mean, not even just kill me. I mean, kill me in the courtroom. If I killed somebody and you're gonna sentence me, literally just put a bullet in my head right there in the courtroom and just take me and throw me on a fucking fire pile like a Night of the Living Dead.
So you're saying your own guilt would make you want to be killed?
Well, if you did it, own it. And not only that, what are you going to do? Eat fucking instant potatoes for the next 40 years and get raped? I mean, that's
but each one of these people thinks they're going to be the OJ that gets off on a thing and they can go free.
No, I'm saying so they think they're going to appeal and appeal and appeal. You can appeal death penalty shit anyway. And death penalty's fucking sweet. You get put in, you're like...
Really?
You're in one wing with like 4 other dudes. You know what I mean? You're with
like the Green Mile, you get like cornbread stuff?
Yeah, it's just you and Miggs and the fucking guy from Evening Shade, and everything's fine.
Mr. Noodles, brother, Mr. Noodle.
That dude is there. And that's all you got to worry. Because again, if you don't want to go to Gen Pop, fuck that, dude. Then you're just a pincushion for cocks. Seriously, who wants to go to jail and deal with that? I don't want to go to gladiator school.
I want to go to Goodfella jail.
Well, sure.
That looks like fun.
Yeah, you go to You know why you go to Goodfella jail? Because the only way they use a razor blade is to cut garlic.
Yes.
You're not getting slashed in the face in the shower and then having to suck off 10 dudes just to get a fucking towel. Nobody wants that.
Dude, your prison experience is awful.
Who's as good? Besides Paul Sorvino, who's as good? I demand to know.
Red.
And there's no way the mafia owns the fucking prisons anymore. It's not like there is no more Goodfella jail, dude. It's literally you get in there and there's El Norte and they're gonna tattoo their name on your asshole and it's like, oh no,
dude,
it's not fucking finished.
I don't want any of that.
Yeah, and literally they fucking pull apart your ass cheeks and they tattoo El Norte down your asshole and your asshole's the O in Norte and you're fucking owned, man. Some San Salvadoran death squad is going to find you and claim you and keep you because you strangled somebody. Fuck that. Put me to death. I don't want to deal with that shit. Oh, man. I don't want to blow 10 guys named Carlos every day. Fuck me. So I'm saying, fucking just eliminate me, man. Take me the fuck out. I got no, because look, I still commit crimes. I get close. I worry about it sometimes, dude. I just committed
close.
Dude, I committed a crime 2 weeks ago.
It's a good show. It wasn't that bad.
No, a real life crime.
What'd you do?
Dude, you want to hear what I did? This is totally true.
All right.
Christmas Eve,
Oh, you bastard.
I landed in Milwaukee, in Wisconsin. I got picked up by my girlfriend. Christmas morning, we stole a Christmas tree.
From where?
From the Christmas tree house. From like the barn, the place where they sell Christmas trees.
You took a Christmas tree?
We totally pinched it. It was awesome. Because here's the thing. I was going to go down there, because when I was going to fly to town originally, I was in town like in December 12th, I think. And we were like, well, we can get a tree now.
You know, they probably would have gave it to you.
Well, we wrote a check and brought it down there just in case. But we kind of knew they wouldn't be working on Christmas Day, and I wanted to decorate the tree with Jill. So I was like, well,
Like
hold
hang
on.
her on the tree?
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, there's no doubt that
decorate
I
her
could.
with the... I got you. I'm sorry. I heard you
Yeah.
properly.
So we went and we stole, we went down there. First of all, we looked at the signs, we picked one out, and there was nobody there. And then we left, and then we came back, and then I just fucking ganked it. I said, look, we'll just take it. And she's like, are you sure? And I said, yeah, come on. So we wrote a check, and we brought it down there just in case, because we were told there were cameras, because we got her son involved. We were like, and he was like, I'm all in. He was going to we were going to dress in ninja costumes and go down and fucking steal it and like literally Grinch it and throw it on our shoulders and like throw it up the chimney and all that shit. But instead we just showed it. I shoved it in the trunk of Jill's car and we drove home.
Did you decorate this tree?
Fuck yes. It's still up. It's gorgeous.
I'm sorry, man. I can't go with you on this one.
Dude, I love Christmas contraband. Who doesn't?
Only you decide to break a law on the Christmas.
Well, but it had to be done because we needed
Why?
a tree. Because again,
Who gets a Christmas tree on Christmas?
because I couldn't come to town till Christmas Eve night.
So she couldn't get a tree before then?
But yeah, but then I couldn't decorate it with her.
You can decorate the tree Christmas Eve and then have it Christmas night.
But then it sits bare ass in your house for fucking 12 days. That was the whole point. I wanted to go with her to pick it out. I told her to wait.
So what difference does stealing it make in all this math?
Well, we would have paid for it if there was anybody there. But it got so close because she was like, I'll be honest with you, Jill was kind of like on board with the idea. She's just like, well, why don't we just go take one? And I'm like, well, fuck yeah, let's take one.
They probably wouldn't even care at that point.
Well, I'm sure they didn't because it was kind of dead. It was like, it's not a Charlie Brown tree, but it's only 6 feet tall because all the fucking other ones were taken.
You sure are stupid. Charlie Brown. Boy, are you stupid, Charlie Brown.
So, we pinched the fucking tree.
This show just got real.
What are you talking about, man?
That breaks my heart.
Come on. But see, that's the thing. That's the kind of sort of thing that you do, and they fucking make an example out of me. They're going to send me to county for 6 months, and then all those fucking guys with hillbilly heroin dealers are going to fucking pin me down and rape me, and I don't want that. So I guess maybe...
Especially when they find out what you're there for.
What are you doing here? Kill the guy? What'd you do?
Stole a Christmas tree.
When?
Christmas Day.
Oh, dude.
You bastard.
I'll tell you what, I don't think our Lord and Savior is going to appreciate that. Open your mouth. Fuck that, man. I don't be raped by those dudes.
Tannenbaum.
Because we watched, I was watching that. We got a Roku. Our friend Erica got us a Roku for Christmas. So we're watching Roku.
Oh, I thought, all right.
ROKU.
I must not be hearing.
And so it's like Netflix and all that cool stuff.
All right, cool.
And we're watching that show, Making a Murderer. on
He started out stealing Christmas trees.
And that's things I watched that show, and you guys are getting railroaded by the cops, and there's DNA evidence being planted and all this shit. And people are just distracted. They forget what real life is. You know what I mean? Like when they fucking watch those shows and it becomes a punchline. This dude's a punchline. His life is over. Like his life is finished. A woman was killed. Another woman was raped, but he was accused of it. And everybody's like making jokes about it on Twitter. And I'm like, oh my God, this is awful. It's kind of awful.
Yeah.
But then, I just joked about fucking Chuck Berry eating shit, I guess. So, I guess I'm part of the crime.
But that's true.
That's true.
Right? It is true. You didn't make that up.
No, that's fucking happened. Yeah, that totally happened. Now it's time for my dinner.
How do you know? Oh, you saw the video. That's how you have proof, right?
I don't want to get into that because I might have to reveal my sources. But
Okay. Deep throat.
what if I don't want to reveal my sources. And like you said, there's deep throat. And it's just like, so you have a videotape you want us to see? I got a tape, ding, ding, ding. I got you to see, ding, 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 ding. Oh, Maybelline, ding, ding, ding. It's me and shit, ding, ding, ding. Fucking deep duck walk throat. So no, don't play. Hold on. So I understand you have a videotape you have for us. You can't even do it, can you?
No, what?
I'm meeting you in a dark parking lot. You're deep duck walk throat.
Am I supposed to play the guitar then?
Fuck yeah. That's how it gives it away. He's such a terrible fucking deep throat. Now it's time for my dinner. Ding 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 ding. It's like these idiots in fucking Oregon, dude. Have you seen that story?
No.
Again, it's become a punchline, but
I know.
it's like a bunch of white dudes took over a birdhouse in Oregon or some nonsense. And look, I don't fucking pretend to know what it is. Somebody burned down some woods and then they got sentenced to prison, and then these guys came from Nevada to join the fight, and it's cattle ranchers, and it's just
Isn't that
like,
Shane?
That's no kidding, dude. I'm like, pick it up. That's what the country should be doing, is going, pick it up, guys, pick it up. And then we just obliterate the fuck out of these guys. I don't know, man. Like I always said, if you don't want dumb shit to happen, don't do dumb shit.
Yeah.
Don't do dumb shit, and dumb shit won't happen to you. Well, if you take over a birdhouse with fucking armed white dudes, then don't be. And I'll tell you what, if there was one Muslim in there, they would have burned them the fuck out already. But for some reason, these guys get away with being able to take over a goddamn birdhouse on an off day. That's my favorite part too. They went in like a Sunday. They're like, hey, is anybody there? Is Ranger there? He's out feeding Yogi Bear a fucking jam sandwich. Then get in there and take over the cabin.
And take a tree while you're there.
Let's go, Merle. And it's just these fucking dudes, and then they're like, we're ready to fight to the death. For what? For the fucking birdhouse? You gotta be kidding me. I read the story, and it's just, dude, it's armed sedition is what it is. My favorite part is when they're calling them armed protesters or in a standoff. Dude, in fucking Baltimore and in Ferguson, when people protested with signs, they got like fire hoses turned on them and shit. I mean, fuck. It's ridiculous. And I see it going around on Facebook, and everybody's like, oh yeah, these white dudes. And there's, again, it's the same deal. It's because the sportsification of politics is like, some people are like, because people are calling them Al-Qaeda, which is fucking awesome.
Al-Qaeda.
Al-Qaeda. But then there are people who are actually, like in my Facebook feed, are putting up defenses for them and going, well, like, because they formed a militia. That's what they said. I guess there's like 150 dudes, and they're like, I don't know, protecting this birdhouse, or no. I don't know. Just fucking send in a drone and take these dudes out. And I got news for you. You only identify 4 of them because that's the only way you're going to find any dental records. Because if there's 150 dudes, 4 of them got teeth.
Okay.
And
they should send in Walker, Texas Ranger is what they should do.
No, he might align with them. He's that guy. But it's those kind of dudes. Yeah. Remember I talked about how Walker, Texas Ranger is just Walker's fighting white guys, like big, fat-bellied stuntmen. He fights in a bar, all that shit. And Chuck Norris gets to do his slow karate on him. And dude, yeah, send Chuck Norris in to do slow karate on these motherfuckers.
Slow karate works.
Dude, slow karate in a birdhouse?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking perfect. That's what I want to see. But he would sneak into the fucking, but send an Octagon Chuck Norris. Send in that guy. Send in Good Guys Wear Black Chuck Norris. Send in all the
force?
Yeah, send them all in. God damn it. Fuck these idiots. Taking over a birdhouse and over cattlemen's rights. It's like, is this Deadwood? What the fuck are you talking about? I don't understand it. And like I said, I see people defending them and saying, one guy was like, hey man, we should have militias rise up all over this country and join them. He goes, this isn't to show Obama, this isn't his country anymore. And I'm like, what are you?
I love how it all goes back to that. I don't understand that.
That's what I don't understand. It's again, he's almost done. He's got one more year left. He hasn't taken your guns yet. He hasn't done any of the shit you said he was going to do, you dumb fucks.
Yeah.
They said gas was going to be $6 a gallon. They said all this shit was going to happen. And gas is $1.89.
That's what confuses me about Facebook is that I'll see one post from somebody, and I hate to break it down to left and right, but it really is that a leftist liberal post about here are the things Obama's done in his administration, and it's all positive shit. It's all really cool shit. And you're like, all right, that's cool. And then right under there is how we should get rid of the guy that's ruining our country, and he's this and that. I'm like, what's right here? I don't understand.
Thanks, no bummer.
Exactly.
That kind of dumb shit. And you're just like,
Native American.
Oh, I don't fucking understand it. So if you want, I hear these stories of these dudes with guns taking over a log cabin in Oregon.
I thought it was a birdhouse.
It's one of
Which I don't understand how you can all fit in one of those. They're tiny.
Well, it's actually a clock. They went ahead and took over a fucking clock.
You go outside the clock.
They all made goodbye videos for their families because they thought they were going to be killed by the government. The government's just like, well, we're not going to do it.
It's actually funnier if they don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys,
so part
sooner
of
or
me,
later you're gonna get hungry. Just come out.
well, what I think we should do is just fucking let's just build a wall around the birdhouse and let them stay in there. Let's give
Cement
them,
it up.
yeah. Let's just give them their own fucking we'll call it Beige Town. It'll be like a part of America, and we'll dude, put up a plexiglass wall around them.
No,
and we'll
somebody,
make it,
somebody will think it's a David Blaine trick.
dude. Well, that's fine. I don't give a fuck. Do it like a bulletproof glass.
All right.
Surround them with it, and then make them a zoo. Because they are a
point
relic.
at 'em?
Yeah, they're a relic of a bygone fucking era. You know what I mean? It's just idiots in sheepskin coats who think the government is coming for their guns. That's because you know what? You are a fucking dying species. You should be, at least. I understand there's a lot more fucking people. Did you see? There's a video going around Facebook of a dude. It's so funny. I mean, people do dumb shit, and then they get reported. They do it in public on Facebook or on Twitter, and then there's a whole site dedicated to calling their jobs and going, "Hey, did you see that this guy did this on internet?" And they get fired.
Is this the racist guy?
Did you see the racist guy who called the photographer a monkey?
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yes, it was horrifyingly bad. And he kept saying, "You don't have a job. None of you have jobs or whatever." And then it turns out, yeah, I'm a photojournalist and I'm documenting you and your bullshit.
Yeah.
And then it gets sent to his job. And then he sends out, "Hey, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean
I did.
it."
That's not me.
Yeah, that's not me. It's not the kind of guy I am. That's only me. That's weekend me. Yeah, so you made a mistake of running into weekend me. I was just, you know what? You know how you do it. You get some spaghetti. You get racist. You just get loose.
But what about couldn't the guy gets fired, obviously, because the company wants to protect themselves, but doesn't a person have the right to be an asshole?
I agree with you. Okay, to a
I'm
certain
not
extent.
defending. I'm just saying.
I
don't
know
you
what
have
you're
the
saying
right to be an asshole.
because there's that other flip side of the coin. Because right now, I'll tell you this, and I don't know if anybody's heard it. I'm going to go into it. There's a woman comedian who her name is Beth Stelling, and
yeah, her name's out there.
well, she did it on purpose because she put out photos of herself. She was in an abusive relationship. And so she went on Instagram. She said, "I'm going to own this because I'm going to start writing jokes about it. I'm going to own this part of my life." And I guess she was dating another comedian from Los Angeles. And he had told her when they broke up, he's like, "Look, do me a favor, keep this to yourself. I don't want you talking about it because we have the same friends. We run in the same circles. We have the same job. So
Should have thought about that before you hit me.
yeah, you dumb fuck, right?" So she puts that out there, and then it goes. She was taking it over for herself, but by putting it on Instagram, it went completely viral. It got picked up by national publications, and then her boyfriend, her now boyfriend, wrote to fucking of all people. Like all these celebrities started commenting on it, not just comedians. It grew out of the Los Angeles comedy scene, and it went to all these other comedians, and it went worldwide to like world figures. Lennox Lewis, the boxer, on Twitter wrote and said, "Give us the guy's name. We just want to know who the fucking guy's name is." And then her boyfriend, her now boyfriend, gave the guy's name. It's a guy named Cale Hartman. And he said, "Yeah, his name's Cale Hartman."
Former comedian Cale Hartman, right?
Yeah, former bad boyfriend, former all of it.
Former working comedian.
Yes. But that's my point. Like, because he took down his Instagram, his Twitter, his Facebook. He took it all down when she went public with her thing because he took it all down. And then, you know, even her boyfriend was like, "Well, with your reach, maybe you'll be able to." He took all of his stuff down, but with your reach, you might be able to tag him. He said to Lennox Lewis. It was a reach joke, which I thought was fun in a boxing way. Good for you. But this dude, because I mean, when it happened, again, I don't know Beth and I don't know Cale and I don't know fucking either of these people or any of the people involved. Because
You do know Lennox Lewis, though.
Well, I do, for sure. And I do know that when I was on the Los Angeles comedy scene, all we had to worry about was people stealing jokes.
Yeah, about it.
You know what I mean? I didn't have to worry about a girl getting raped and bruised up and having to put photographs of it and then having to deal with a fucking monster and then having to hide it because he asked her to, which I guess is the abuser's MO. But he in a day was destroyed.
Okay.
Like his fucking, because he took his internet presence down and he fucking tried to hide and his name wasn't out there, but then anybody who knew, and then his name was floating around anyway. And look, for what he did, he deserves it. He completely fucking deserves it. Yes. Fuck you. I can't believe you would do something like that. It's terrifying. And people should not be scared of you anymore. She shouldn't be scared. She shouldn't have to keep your fucking secret because you're a terrible fucking person. But it just amazes me the speed at which somebody can be ruined.
Well, look at Cosby losing all those doctorates they gave him and all that ridiculous stuff.
Right, people backing away and taking off and you know, backpedaling from someone who they had previously supported, and rightfully so. If you find out that the person you had thrown your support to is a fucking monster, then you shouldn't want anything to do with them. But it's just, again, even though it's funny that you would use Cosby as an example, because that took 55 years, really. Because women were talking. Those stories always existed. People were always saying those things about him. And then because of the internet, and it went viral and people started to pay more attention, and people weren't as scared of him anymore.
There's instant justice now. There's instant justice that
Yes.
has nothing to do with the court system. My question is, I see the big difference. There's a big difference between a comedian losing his livelihood because he was an asshole. Are you going to pay money to see this guy perform?
Fuck no.
Exactly. Now let's get back to racist knucklehead. Talking to say that guy's job is welding in, nuts or whatever, bolts.
Yes.
Who cares what he thinks? If he's doing his job Monday through Friday, he shows up for work, he welds his stupid bolts. It doesn't affect anything.
Because,
anybody else. Does he deserve to lose his livelihood just because he's an asshole?
Well, because you have to stamp out brush fires before they become forest fires.
Now, I worked in a pretty, I don't want to say super racist environment, but I worked on a grounds crew for a high school.
What did Joey Ramone call you?
And he was kind of rough with me. Now, this is another job. I was on a I was the summer help for a high school maintenance, outdoor stuff. All the janitors, all the maintenance people were all rednecks. They just were. And I had to spend 3 months with them. Now, those guys were awful people, but they didn't lose. Why didn't they lose their job? Because there wasn't a camera there for them to say some of the ridiculous jokes I heard in the lunchroom, when we were on our break and stuff.
Well, if you had gone and complained, would you have wanted them to lose?
See, that's the thing. I would never.
Well, that's what I'm asking
Yeah.
you. If someone, let me ask you this: if somebody had been offended by it and heard it and went and said, "Hey, man, I don't want these maintenance men here. They just called this guy a this and a that."
Yeah.
Would you have been that? And then they got fired. Would you have been like, "Holy shit," or would you have been like, "Good"? I mean, they deserved it.
I would have been indifferent because it had nothing to do with me.
True.
I would have. To me, it's
But
like
don't you- but
mop floors. If you want to mop floors and be an asshole, mop floors and be an asshole. As long as you're
but if-
mopping the floor.
But if someone's within earshot of that asshole and they're offended or they hear what that guy said and they go and complain, doesn't it behoove the organization to not associate themselves with someone who would do something so foolish?
But it wasn't at work. Let's say you went out with that guy at a bar some night and he was really racist and offensive. You're going to go into work the next day and say, guess what he did Saturday night? Does he deserve to lose his job? You see what I'm saying?
I hear you.
I'm not. I think the guy's an idiot. I'm surprised the guy had a job.
Yeah, me too.
Like Reggie Hammond, you're too stupid to have a job. So I'm just curious the difference between somebody like a public figure, a comedian like Cosby, or even a lower level comedian like this guy that beat his girlfriend. They're going to lose their livelihood because they're public performers. They kind of their whole existence depends on the public. If some stupid shithead, janitor or maintenance guy or, mouths off on a weekend, does he deserve to lose his job?
Miles off on a weekend is different to me.
Okay.
But he was also there in a capacity.
But he was recorded. See,
Yeah.
that's the thing with
because the company cannot afford to go, oh yeah, that's our he's a representative of us, and that's why I'm saying it's of course get rid of that. You don't
Sure.
because you don't want that fucking element in your company. I don't give a fuck where he did it. You know what I mean? If you find out about it and it made you look bad because people will go, oh yeah, that's the guy who works for them. Any sort of hint of impropriety you want to get rid of.
No, I understand. I'm just bringing up the point of this blanket reaction to everything. Everything is the same, and I don't think everything is the same. I think there has to be common sense for every situation. It's not just if you say something bad, you lose your job.
See, but I disagree with that. I think fuck it. It is all the same. As far as I'm concerned, you don't have to be on the clock. If you're an idiot, you get fucking fired if you do dumb shit. You just do.
Yeah, but to the extreme, I understand. Like, I'm no way am I defending that guy, and no way am I saying that if you have a job that isn't an entertainment job, you should be able to be as stupid as you want to be. I just think that not the same rules don't apply to every situation. That's all I'm saying is like we like the blanket thing. Like this thing that gets me is like zero toleration and stuff like that about like even when we were kids and you got in a fight, sometimes you didn't get suspended if you were in the right. The other kid got suspended. Like if you were defending somebody or you got picked on and you were, the other kid got kicked out of school, you might have had a detention. Well, now they don't care. So how do you teach a kid, right from wrong and how to defend yourself if you know what I mean? It's like, couldn't you just look at each situation as its own thing and say, look, these circumstances are different than these other circumstances, but everybody wants the same thing for you don't you lose your job. I don't know.
Fuck all that. All right, so I'm sorry.
Okay.
You call a photographer a nigger, you lose your fucking job. You rape a girl and you get bruises all over her fucking legs, you lose your fucking job.
Good. You're right.
You take over a birdhouse. You don't even get to lose your fucking job. And fuck the plexiglass wall. You know what? God damn it. I say fuck that. No, let's caress the shit out of these motherfuckers. Let's set them up. Yeah, let's barbecue these motherfuckers and put it on TV and just go ahead and celebrate that. Because if you want to take over a birdhouse, fine. We'll show you what happens. Let's send 3 drones in and fucking bust them out and have a goddamn redneck fucking barbecue and cook you motherfuckers because you want to have cattle and crops. Get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry. And if you eat shit, you don't get to go on tour anymore and you don't get to annoy Keith Richards.
All right, man. All right.
You guys can get me at Mike at MikeSchmidtComedy.com. You guys can be my friend at Facebook.com/the40-year-old-boy. You can follow me at Twitter.com/the40-year-old-boy. I'm on there, lurking. And it's so funny because you said that thing where you're like...
F you, shit eater?
You said if you say something bad, you lose your job.
Yeah, you don't... Yeah.
No, if I say something bad, I have to keep this job. That's exactly what I need to say bad things just to keep this job.
Wow. You're in an alternate universe.
Yeah, I wish someone would notice. That's our friend David Hernandez. He's a keeper of the basement with his brass lamp and his new pop screens. You can pop filters.
Pop filters.
Pop filters.
Talk about
Pop filters. Radio, video. Boogie in a suitcase. So if you want to get a hold of him, so stupid. Be his friend at Facebook.com/David Mex Hernandez.
He's coming to America.
Girl, you'll be a woman soon. Go ahead and find him at Facebook.com/David Mex Hernandez. Commission him to do all sorts of cool stuff for you over at artbydmh.com, artbydmh.com. He's got his Guy-Cons, he's got his Valscapes, or he can do personal artwork for you. Whatever you need, whatever you want, the man can do it. He's a machine. I'm sitting here surrounded by creations that you could have in your house, as a matter of fact. So go ahead and find him at artbydmh.com and hire him to do cool things for you or me. Hire him to do a cool thing for me. That's a cool idea.
I've been doing cool things for you.
Yes, you have, but they can hire you now. Maybe you'll get some money. That is fantastic.
Awesome.
So be his friend and follow him and buy things from him, please. Please remember that our friend Lily Von Stupp is the producer of this show and our great friend, and I will be with her next week, I believe. She is available. Go to Facebook.com/Lily Von Stupp, and you can't do that because she's full of friends already. The girl is full of friends. She can't help it. The girl can't help it. But she walked by. The girl got I'm good. Can't help it. The girl can't help it. She's full of friends already. But if you go to Facebook.com/Monday Night Teas, you can follow all sorts of cool things about the Monday Night Teas. I'll tell you about that later. But you can find Lily at Facebook.com/Lily Von Stupp. You can follow her at several different Twitter accounts. That's Twitter.com/Lily Von Stupp, Twitter.com/MNTs, and Twitter.com/HollywoodBQFest. But if you'd like to send her a personal note and find out how she's been getting along in 2016 without her mic around to make her happy and keep her laughing or crying or just ruining her Tuesdays, you can go ahead and write her at Lily at burlesque411.com. That's Lily, Lili, at burlesque411.com.
Girl, you'll be a woman soon. Love you so much, can't count all the ways I'd die for you, girl, and all they can say is he's not your kind. They never get tired of putting me down, and I never know when I come around what I'm gonna find. Don't let them make up your mind. Don't you know, girl, you'll be a woman soon. Please, come take my hand, girl, you'll be a woman soon. Soon you'll need a man. I've been misunderstood for all of my life, but what they're saying, girl, it cuts like a knife. Them boys no good. Well, I finally found what I've been looking for, but if they get a chance, they'll land it for sure. Sure
surely they would. Baby, I've done all I could. Now it's up to you, girl. You'll be a woman soon. Please, come take my hand, girl. You'll be a woman soon, soon. You'll need a man. Girl, you'll be a woman soon. Please, come take my hand. Girl, you'll be a woman soon, soon. You'll need a man.
Want to remind you guys about the Monday Night Teas every Monday night at the 3 Clubs on Vine at Santa Monica. It's an amazing show, an unbelievable show. And, well, what's today? Is today the... Yeah, so actually this coming week, I know who's going to be there. On January 11th, I'm going to be there. It is going to be it's Lily's 50th birthday / Monday Night Teas' 10th anniversary party. That's the 3 Clubs on Vine at Santa Monica. It starts on Monday night, I believe, at 9 o'clock. It could be 8 o'clock. But if you go to facebook.com / Monday Night Teas, you will find out all of the information you need to see. I do not know what hour. I thought I was doing a story. Turns out I'm emceeing for an hour.
Same thing.
And I'll also be talking during that hour, doing a story, figuring that out, talking and doing things. So tickets are available now at brownpapertickets.com. Go to brownpapertickets.com and look up Lily Von Stupp, look up Monday Night Teas. All of those things will trigger the page to come up, and you can buy tickets for this week's show, which is January 11th. That's Lily's 50th birthday / Monday Night Teas' 10th anniversary party. Go ahead and get tickets to that. I will be there. Come on out and say hi. Buy a ticket, say hi to me and Lily. Dave, will you be there?
No,
You should.
I don't live there.
You should come out. Someday I'll get you out there. That'll be fun, right?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Well, oh, God. Well, that's a ringing endorsement. So,
I can't think of another reason to go out there.
um,
I could take the kids to Disneyland or something, right?
yeah, or you could come by yourself like a grown-up.
There's no reason for me to travel if I don't need.
I'll just have Kristen pin a note to your shirt that
As
says,
usual,
you know, Mike.
Like
and
when I went to Vegas. That's that's what happened.
I'll find you in the airport eventually. I'll find you wandering around. I will hope that you will not be scooped up by a renegade gardening outfit who've heard about your history. So they will go ahead and find you because they know you got that fucking history. Or some Ramones fan club may come by and just go, hey, ho, let's go. And then you get in their car and you drive away. So go to the Monday Night Teas on January 11th to see me, or any other Monday night to see Lily and have a good time, and it's fun. Tickets are available at Brown Paper Tickets, Brown Paper Tickets.
Talk about
Brown Paper. Talk about tickets.com. Go to the Joe Business page. First of all, go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com. It's awesome. And if you go to the Joe Business page, there's all sorts of cool stuff there. We've got downloads, we've got T-shirts, we've got CDs.
Can we talk about it?
Yeah, well, sure. If you want to, well, because it's funny because we're redoing the artwork for by we I mean.
Oh
he.
yeah.
So we've got new artwork for the Joe Business page, and there will be
And kind of a new layout of things.
certainly, yeah, and then there's going to be new stuff for sale, and hopefully you guys will want it. And if you don't, that's fine. It'll still be there, hoping for you to come in and buy some of the stuff. And then there's stuff that if you donate, you'll get. It's you'll see the page when it goes live.
We got schemes.
We do.
Yeah.
We got a lot of back and forth, a lot of up and down, a lot of figuring out.
We got
but,
homework.
Yeah, and we've been doing it. And,
Not really.
on this show, I often say, I owe Ryan a text or a call. Well, I no longer owe Ryan a text or a call. I texted him over the weekend to see if he was
good.
on board, and he's involved.
Oh,
but the funny thing is, he wrote me back, and he's like, yeah, I didn't know if you went in a different direction because last week's show you didn't say I owe Ryan a text or a call. And I wanted to go, Ryan, you've been listening all this time? Why don't you fucking text or call me, sir? I am the talent. You should reach out to me. But also, I'm asking him to do web stuff for free, basically. So
Kinda.
it makes sense that I would go ahead and call him or contact him. So I did, and he's on board. And when I get, because I'm here until the end of the week, and then when I get back to LA, then things go into high gear, and we start looking and doing other things we need to do. But I don't know when it'll be live, but it's coming up eventually, and there'll be new artwork and new layout and new stuff. So hopefully you'll be on board with that. We would like it. But as now, if you go there, well, what are you doing? You want to pitch something?
Did you want to promote things ahead of time?
Go ahead.
No, I'm asking.
I don't mind. I didn't know if you wanted to reveal things.
Oh,
Go
I didn't.
right ahead.
I'm not. This is probably the reason why your website's not up.
Okay.
Because we haven't decided whether or not we're going to start talking about.
Well, feel free. Jump in.
Well, this is kind of your deal. You've said before that people have.
It's our deal.
Yeah, but you get the feedback most of the time about the music.
Well, people ask all the time if music from the show will be available, and so
it might be. I think we're working.
well, it's not a might. It's going to be.
It's going to be. All right, there's going to be music.
Yeah, tell them. I mean, I didn't know if we were waiting for the page to go up to reveal it, but if you want to tell them,
I didn't know
will.
if you wanted to set up a really cool like marketing scheme ahead of time so that we get a huge rush right at the beginning.
Well,
where
I
we
was
sell
going to
like 2 or 3, and then
Yeah, that's huge.
All right, well, that's kinda what I'm looking at.
I wasn't going to say it till the page went up, but we're pod committed. So there will be an album of music from the 40-Year-Old Boy podcast available, and then there will be an album of just Dave available.
Yeah.
In addition to the new.
We're coming up with a music from the.
Yes.
We haven't gotten a cool title for it yet.
And we're still trying to narrow it down and figure out
Because
exactly.
we wanted to base it on our fat guitar player, and we can't think of one.
He's out. Can't find him. And so so that'll be available. So that's coming up. We don't know. I don't know when it's going to be live, but once Mex does his stuff on his end, then I got to do stuff on my end. We got to get Ryan to do his stuff, and it'll all be up.
A lot of ends.
I'm hoping by the beginning of February. I'm hoping that it'll be up in a few weeks.
Oh yeah, I think I'm almost done with what I'm supposed to do. I just need
Right,
I need homework turned in,
and then I'll be done. Well, no, we're both doing that. Don't hang that on me. We both are trying to figure that out. Right.
Okay.
Well, no, because I gave you mine and you gave me yours. Now we got to figure out what's going
That's
where.
just one thing, but I have artwork that's in a hovering position because it needs words.
I sent them.
Yeah, but we also need a title for something. We also need.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, fine. Well, that's got to be discussed. But you keep making
we
it.
did that.
Well, all right. Whatever. So anyway, there's going to be stuff. And,
There's going to be stuff.
This is vague, but right now, if you go to the Joe Business page, there's T-shirts, there's downloads, there's all sorts of neat stuff. But most importantly, there's the Amazon link. Go ahead and use the Amazon link. It really helps the show. It gets us stuff, and it helps us move forward. And you're contributing nice things, and thank you so much for doing that. We appreciate it very much that you would go ahead and step up and use your dollar as voting power and show that you like the podcast. Thank you. We appreciate it. And next week, I'll tell you this: when I get back to town, I'm getting new headshots. On my appointment is Tuesday. And I don't know, because I haven't had headshots in so fucking long. Like, I have no idea what it's going to be. Because
I think your head needs to be there.
Well, certainly, and it's got to be shot. But when I was talking to the woman, I'm like, well, I don't know, because I just say I don't know what the kids are doing today. Like, I don't know if there's some special pose.
New head.
Well, when I first did it, I had fucking black and white. You know what I mean? Because that was what it was. That was the standard. Well, then Industry Standard went to color. So then I got color ones done. I think it was 2007 was the last time I did them, or 2008 maybe. So we're looking at, this is fucking 8 years ago, dude. So now I have to get new ones now. And so I know for a fact, like, people are doing them outside, and people are doing them like at a playground or on a swing. And I'm just like, I don't know if I got to be a fucking torso, or I get no fucking idea. So unfortunately, this woman, I'm a basket case. So when I contact her, she's like, well, I don't know what you want. I'm like, well, what is industry standard? Like, what am I looking forward to doing here? Mm-hmm. And she's like, well, I don't know. There's certain things you can do. And I go, well, do I have to be inside? Do I have to be outside? Do I have to have a fucking hat? I don't have any idea. And it's because mainly you were just trying to get across a representation of who you are, so they can get an idea of what you look like. So when you come in for the audition, you just got to match your fucking headshot. So I'm going to actually have to get 2 different headshots because of my hair, because I shave my hair. Seriously, I shave my. What are you, Jill, laughing at me? Because I mean, every time I do my hair, Jill's is like, what do you? I don't understand this. Because again, he wants to date a man, not a fucking Fidel Sassoon clone. You know, Mex always says people skip the closing music. I say people love your closing music, so let's prove it to them. If you've listened this far, write me at heymexilistened@gmail.com and we'll send you a 40-year-old boy hearing commemorative Facebook profile picture that you better fucking put up, you dick. Sorry about the dick thing. Thing. Did you get that?
Yeah, I got it.
I don't want you to miss any of that brilliance.